once they leave the Hill. So, and the whole system is, oh my God, Congress doesn't care what you think.
As it was explained to me, it's about pre-existing relationships. So, there's a guy, let's use the Commerce Committee as an example. There's a staff on the Commerce Committee who's been there for 30 years. He then retires and goes to K Street. Well, that staffer has worked with all the other staffers. So, let's say it's a telecom lobby. And that's like, and Spectrum's got their lobbyists, and that lobbyist happened to work on the Commerce Committee. Commerce Committee obviously deals with the FCC and communications, so it's under their purview. And then that lobbyist would call up somebody like my little brother. Hey, dude, how you been? Hey, I've been off the Hill for like 6 months. What's life like for you? Is it stressful? And they strike a conversation, and they already have a pre-existing acquaintanceship or friendship. And then the lobbyist says, well, I got something I want you to look at. It's right up your purview, and we think it would be beneficial. Those friendships or pre-existing acquaintance often influence what gets before a congressman or senator. At least as it was explained to me. It's all pretty Stevie, but at least that is how it was explained to me, because my question to him was, don't lobbyists just take you out to dinner and pay for a bunch of stuff and drop bills on your desk and then you pass them? It's more complicated than that, but you get the point. And then I got this answer. And it makes a lot of sense, and it makes lobbying a whole lot more pernicious, in my view. So because you're not trying to stop the lobby itself, you're to not have lobbyists be so influential, they would have to not have those pre-existing relationships in Congress.
So according to a study published by the University of Chicago Press, lobbyists frequently offer lucrative private sector jobs to former members of Congress and their staffers who supported their issues, a phenomenon known as the revolving door. These positions often pay significantly more than government salaries, creating potential incentives for staff to favor specific interests while still in office. So there you go.
Gary, I had a customer a year ago. He was a lobbyist in Washington. He says he makes $10,000 a week.
I'm in the wrong business. Victoria followed by
Me too.
At least I've had some time to calm down. A couple of the callers, you call them, people, and that they can say, oh, yeah, he may be kind of bad in certain ways, but the alternative, that Trump all the way, or I pick him anytime. It makes me ill. The fact.
Did somebody say that? I didn't actually hear that, but maybe I missed.
Oh, they pick him anytime. Yeah, compared to
all
day, every day, or something like that.
What Steve said specifically was, if the alternative was worse, then I would pick Trump. Now, worse in that conversation is a judgment and a partisan leaning.
Okay,
So
whatever.
you have to.
Yeah, Marshall's right on this. I mean, I think the worst idea is that you'll get overrun by
I couldn't think of
all
anything
kind of
worse than this man.
No, but what?
Our nation.
I mean, I think the argument would be worse is we will get overrun by LGBTQ immigrants from Cuba or something, and
Right.
and the money will run out, and none of us will feel at home anymore.
Right.
Our
Being really important, more important than
the argument though.
I'll give you something that I heard on the door knocking in 2024. That the Biden administration had led in, and this is what CBP believe, if I'm wrong, please correct me, but I like fairly certain I'm correct. The Biden administration had led in a total of about 13 million people. That's larger than half the population, of half the states in America. So that means
Is that a
25 states
true
in America.
fact? Is that a real, honest fact? That's what, I'd love some validation if that's true.
Sure.
Just in the Biden administration time, you're saying 13 million people.
That's what CBP said they processed. Now, again, maybe I'm wrong. I'm referring to a stat that's several years. So,
But Marshall, fair to your point, even if we, quivered over the numbers,
He let in too many people.
yeah, and so basically I think there's a part of the population, and it's not me, but I understand their argument.
People I lived with because it imposed on our resources.
Right, I mean, basically, the argument is the left's view of the country is chaos. It's open the borders, it's basically, don't put anybody in jail,
And there was a bill to fix it before. So.
no,
They don't
but
want to fix it. So I like that. I agree with the argument that too many people were let in, but there was a bill that, would have been passed. They were finally addressing the issue. And whoever came in next would have fixed it.
But I think to Gary's framing of the room, when you're thinking of why the Republicans are still with Trump, I think it's largely because there's the biggest fear is chaos. And so
this is chaos beyond. So, maybe they were fearing.
Right. No, I get it. I'm not
There are
defending
so
it.
many things. Criminal, pedophile, rape. I mean, every day it's something else. He wants to control.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily.
We all know. I cannot understand people who excuse it and think there's.
I'm not excusing it.
So anyway, that's all I have to say.
I'm just saying why people vote for it, and I think
they think it's going to be chaos.
yeah, there's this fear that if it's going to get worse, you're going to have trans bathrooms everywhere. You're going to have.
Oh my God.
You're going to have.
That's worse than the declining dollar, the world's in chaos.
Right.
Hating us.
No, the problem is
the brightest are not coming here anymore to go to school. No one.
Right. But the problem is, but that's not a motive. See, Victoria, what you're saying is absolutely correct, but it's not a motive. And there are certain members of the Democratic Party who are a bunch of idiots, as far as I'm concerned, because they push these stupid nonsense issues. You don't see Republicans ever supporting trans people who are biologically men. It's a big civil rights issue, and they should have the right, because they self-identify now as female, to use the women's bathroom and to play sports against my granddaughters, right? You don't hear the Republicans saying that. And I don't think that it's necessarily a position of the majority of the Democrats. It doesn't matter. When you have Tim Walsh signing a bill that puts tampons in the boys' bathrooms for equality reasons, people go, what the hell's going on? And they ascribe that to the Democratic Party, and it's very emotive. It's very easy to get somebody to say, look at what those damn Democrats are doing. Try to talk to somebody and get an emotional response to the issue of people no longer wanting to come to this country to study and to practice medicine. And we're going to have
That's not as important. Losing all of that talent, losing the desirability of us as a nation is less important to people.
That's not what I just said, though. That's not what I just said. That's not what I said. That's not what I said. I didn't say that it was less important.
No,
I said the reason that people fixate on the one issue and not the other is because it's an emotive issue. So if I'm a Republican, if I'm in charge of marketing for the Republican Party, I'm going to jump all over these less important issues that have a
And that's the problem.
Yeah,
That's what I
as
agree
a
with you.
Democratic
That's the
chief.
truth. So where's the civility? Where's the
Because Victoria,
why don't people feel that?
It's
more?
not, it's
Victoria.
not,
As I do.
it does-
The civility
it-
dying is just.
it
Victoria,
doesn't have
Victoria.
anything, it doesn't have anything to do with that. Yeah, as a Democratic chief of staff or a member on the East Coast told me, the saving grace of the Republican Party is the Democratic Party.
I know. I hear
And
all this.
ideas,
It's not strong
look,
enough.
It's
ideas,
because of a
look.
conversation, it's because of a conversation this woman had with a staff member who was not doing their job and not paying attention, and it then wasted all the time in the meeting to jump on a social faux pas. So what happened was she asked the staffer who was not performing at par, are you slow? Not like, are you mentally disabled, but are you having a hard time? And they then spent the next 45 minutes talking about how saying he was slow was just unacceptable. It's that kind of stuff that gets in the Democrats' way and provides the Republicans with a mirror to hold up and say, look at these people, they're nuts.
I
Look
agree,
at-
but I agree with that, but the other things are bigger, are more important.
No, Victoria, they are in reality, but
We
Victoria.
just weaponize the small stuff and then
So,
we get.
I have a question. I have a question.
If you get in a street fight, if you're arguing over ideology, I think identity beats ideas every time, and I think it's interesting because the parties have flipped. I mean, it used to be that the right used to claim that the Democratic Party was the identity politics party. That has switched. The right has become the identity party. It's largely about traditional American values, Christian religion, Christian nationalism, this sort of stuff.
Babies with 3 different wives, yeah.
Yeah, and
He's an icon of that, a rapist and a
the Democrats
I don't think that's why that stuff is. I don't
But the
think that's why that
Democrats-
stuff's so appealing.
the Democrats have become the party of
I can't hear
ideas.
both of you at the same time, sorry.
So, but Marshall,
Sorry,
I
I'm
just think
cutting out.
I just think we lose because we've switched to be a party of ideas versus a party of identity. And I think we could craft a different identity, right? We could. I mean, part of the strategy for the Democratic Party could be to have a broad platform of an inclusive identity, and you're an American, and everybody gets into the safety net. We're all part of this messy, chef salad or soup that's America. But that's not. And we're losing that battle. And I think why Trump is still running the table, and why the Republicans will beat us every day.
Yeah, but that's
It's
not
because
why.
we preach ideas without identity, and I don't think that's ever.
None of it should matter.
That-
If
that's
somebody
not-
is a
that's not
criminal,
why-
if someone behaves
that's
as
not
badly
why-
as he does,
That's
there
not
should
why.
be, it's like done. It's like, how a
That's
woman,
not.
if
That's
a
not
guy
why.
hits her once, that's it. You don't keep saying, oh yeah, it's not so bad, No, it's the person.
Yes, but that's not why
It is
Tampon Tim
wrong.
is so. That's not why Tampon
And you-
Tim is so appealing. Tampon Tim is so appealing for the
Wait,
Republicans.
tell it what?
Tampon Tim. It's his name. Tim Walz.
Tim-
He got called Tampon Tim. Now,
Oh, got it.
the point of this is, it's not appealing because it's an ancillary issue. It's appealing because it allows Republicans to go, look at these crazy decisions. Oh, by the way,
It's not nearly as
here are
crazy or as
just-
bad as somebody,
just-
grabbing a pussy. I'm sorry. There's no way you can.
Sticking tampons in a boy's bathroom isn't crazy.
Yeah, maybe the girl's boyfriend
What
needs him
what
to
universe?
grab it for in the bathroom.
Okay,
That is a reason
response-
to like
Your
Trump.
response
Oh
is
my
why
God.
this is so appealing. Because it allows us to point at the Democrats and say they make crazy decisions.
Yep.
It's
We'll
a
continue to make
minuscule
crazy
thing.
decisions.
We're
Yep.
talking about World War. I mean, my God.
No,
It's so silly.
Victoria, Marshall's right. This is why we lose. I mean, he's right. This is why we lose.
I mean, nobody was pushing that. You guys, they weaponized it. They weaponized everything. They weaponized trying to give everyone a fair shake. That's DEI, and oh my God, it's gotta
as
go.
Democrats do the exact same thing to Republicans in elections. The exact same thing. It's not a shoe. They're not one by the.
The point is Trump's grip, and I do not, for the life of me, understand it. I can't get there. I cannot get there. That to excuse all of the things that could be listed, and everyone. Sorry, I live in San Francisco, but everyone I know feels exactly the same. So I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, so I will, Marshall.
That's just his
Marshall.
point. Like that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. Like,
Well, we're fantastic. We have an absolutely wonderful life, and I really wish Gavin could stay.
I'm not
because he
saying
was
that. I'm
wonderful.
saying.
And
that
you know, the
only
rest
ever
of you,
come in
I hope you
contact-
can craft as
I'm
nice a
saying
life as
if
it is
you
here in California.
only ever come in contact with people who agree with and think like you that you spend time with, no wonder you got such a hard on for Donald Trump. Because you don't hear
No,
any
sorry,
other ideas.
I
You
am
don't
an
hear ideas of
international person. I listen to international news, not our news. I have a worldview that is
Not the
beyond
point I'm making.
California. So just
The point
please,
I'm
everyone in
making
Europe,
is you
everyone in
said-
Europe knows what an idiot he is, and laughs, and we have
Europe's
lost any
irrelevant
cachet
to
we have.
this.
So whatever, huh?
Europe's irrelevant to this. And that's not the point I'm trying to make. The point I'm
It's
trying
not
to make
irrelevant. We're
you
talking
have-
about
yes, it
the
is. The
for
point I'm
me,
trying to make
it's
is
about
the
the
reason you
reputation
have a
of
hard
the United
time.
States.
The reason you have a hard
in
time
the
putting
world.
yourself.
I cannot follow this conversation, and if I can't follow the conversation, probably other people in the
Yeah,
audience
I cannot.
cannot
converse
follow the
with Marshall.
conversation
I just
either. So
cannot.
let's try to speak one at a time. Victoria, I want to ask you a question. I want to ask you a question, Victoria. Can I ask you a question?
I've done it before and it doesn't work.
What have you done before and it doesn't work?
He used to be ridiculous in the chat. I'm glad I'm no longer in the chat. But anyway, no, it's not my interest. Thank you.
I don't know what you're
I said what I
saying.
needed to say, or what I. But,
All right, can I ask you a question?
Okay. Yes.
Can I ask you a question? Thank you. If you were in charge, we know that if I know what I would do if I were in charge of the marketing of the Republican Party, I would do exactly what they're doing now. I would jump on these inconsequential issues to make the Democrats all look like idiots, and they're doing it very
I
effectively.
think you look like an idiot if you point to
That's
things that don't.
are you responding to me again before I ask the question? I just love it how you do this. I try to ask you a legitimate question, and you answer it before I ask the question. Do you want to finish my question for me? Because you seem to know what the question is. So, in your opinion, Victoria, I'm asking you a legitimate question. I'm not trying to get into a fight with you. Don't, sit there waiting for the moment to jump and strike. I'm asking you a legitimate question. If I were the guy telling the Republicans how to make issues emotive to make the Democrats look bad, what do you think the Democrats ought to be doing to reach on an emotional level the American people to get their point across in a manner in which they are not doing so today?
Well, advice is not my forte, but I've heard Gavin talk and make a lot of sense. I think there are issues that go to the heart of who.
What would you say? You're the person right now. You're representing the Democratic Party
You
right
just
now.
interrupted me, so
What would
I
you
lost
say?
my train of thought.
What would you say?
American values like civility, like truth, like empathy, humanity, the things that the people who go to No King's protests, what they're objecting to, the way that ICE dealt with these families broken apart. You're telling me that you can't have heartstrings if you do some of the human stories? I mean, focusing on small things and weaponizing
So
them,
I would
is that
agree.
who we
So
want?
I will tell you that I agree with you, Victoria. I would tell you,
It's ugly.
Well-
It shouldn't be ugly. The people I grew up with who were in politics, Diane Foxton was my childhood, friend's mother. She was lovely. She did it for the right reasons.
so
It wasn't
let me
ugly back
let me
then.
try to
Now
explain.
it's ugly.
Okay, can I agree with Victoria for a change here? Would that be okay? Would everybody okay with me doing this? I agree with your point, Victoria. So I will give you, as I often
She
do,
did it for the right reason.
when we had the housing crisis, when people were losing their houses because they were underwater, and we all saw it in all of our neighborhoods, no matter what our socioeconomic standing was. We all saw the foreclosure signs for sale on houses in all of our communities. And I, as a journalist, were doing what I was doing as every other journalist was, many stories about, the numbers. But then I did a story where I just focused on one individual, and the title of the article was, "I've done everything right and I'm still losing my home," because that was a quote from the person I was featuring. There was a tremendous outpouring of support for one person. There were millions others who were in as dire straits or worse than her. But as a result of one article featuring one individual, it hit at the heartstrings of people all across this country. I think there were even people internationally who responded to this because it resonated with them emotionally.
Hey, Garrett, I would say that I'm
And
with
so wait, let me just finish the point. So to Victoria's point, the Democrats should be taking examples like the president always does at the State of the Union and make somebody stand up and everybody cheers them for one reason or another because they were a victim or they were a hero or they did something great or whatever. That humanizes the issue. And throwing facts and figures out, I don't think is a successful strategy.
I'm with you,
It's the
Garrett.
reason that I.
Let me just say this.
Can I just say PBS, CBS, Sunday morning and 60 Minutes, right? Like Charlie Rose, like I love those shows where they do take the time to either talk to a novelist or on Sunday morning there are heartwarming stories and even 60 Minutes mixed in with so people don't get that anymore.
But I would say rhetorically, the way the Democrats beat the Republicans is they say it's freedom and fairness. That we want a country that's fundamentally more free and fundamentally more fair. So we want people to have freedom. I mean, we're a country based on liberty. Thomas Jefferson, Declaration of Independence. So our platform, it's fundamentally about freedom. But at the same time, we can't have freedom without fairness. Because, fairness without freedom is totalitarianism. And freedom without fairness is, it's just nihilism. And so I think that would be the strategy, is to say that we're the party of freedom and fairness. And some of the freedom is so and then you fold gun control.
Humanity, empathy,
Yeah.
stability,
And the argument for gun control is largely that you're more free when aren't running around with assault weapons. You're just fundamentally more free. And the society is more fair when everyone has health care. And everyone wants freedom and fairness. And so that would be my argument for how you counter, the Republicans, which,
That's us San Francisco Dems.
yeah.
I've heard it all my life.
Okay, thank you for that, Victoria. Thank you, Scott. We're going to move on because it's already 6:54. Coco and it's time off.
Yeah, thank you so much to the boss in the room. Hello, Gary. Hello, Marshall. It's been a long time no speak.
Hey, Coco, what's up?
What's up, bro? So, to speak on the topic of the room, sagging, excuse me, I'm driving right now. Sagging in the polls, but Trump's grip on the GOP is firm. And I agree with every bit of that. Trump's approval rate. Oh, wait, did I miss my answer? Trump's approval rating is definitely sagging in the polls and dropping in the polls. And even as his approval rating is dropping in the polls, his firm is definitely tight on the GOP, on the Republican Party. We unfortunately are here in my state of Tennessee. The Republicans at our Tennessee Capitol Hill have, of course, been pressured by, our Trump, by the Trump administration or by Trump itself, to redraw our map and basically split a major metropolitan city in 3 different ways, which intentionally dilutes the black voting power within that district. And so with that being said, a lot of things are happening right now at a local level, at a state level, at a federal level, at a global level during this administration that everyone needs to be worried about and concerned about and afraid about. I think that is the chaos at hand. We have civil unrest here in our United States of America. We have people protesting in Alabama. We have people currently protesting in Louisiana. We have people currently protesting here in Tennessee. We have people protesting in multiple places right now, especially in the southern states, due to discrimination tactics that have been historically used in this nation. So a lot of people tend to want to try to brush off the fact that, they think it would have been bad or worse with Kamala, but we will never know that. We will never know that because Kamala is not the president. She will never be the president. I think Kamala said that she don't feel like running for office no more. And if I was her, I wouldn't either. I wouldn't want to run for office no more. Like everybody, the way that people, for one, the way that they threw Kamala up in front of everybody, I think even she knew that she wasn't going to win, but she did it to finish it. Okay, and so with that being said, when we talk about what's going on here in the state of Tennessee, if Kamala, in my opinion, if Kamala was president, this would not be going on. We have Republican Tennessee lawmakers breaking their own state law to try to redraw a map to try to dilute a historically predominant black city. That is voter dilution. That is the prime example of vote dilution. The prime example. And we're not just, and I want everyone to be mindful here. Gerrymandering, there's 2 different kinds of gerrymandering. There's political gerrymandering and then there's racial gerrymandering, and both can also happen at the same time. And I was making this point with someone earlier that he was like, but no one said anything. No one had this much fuss when Nashville was, split up in, just a couple of years ago. Republicans split up the Nashville demographic voting power in 3 different ways, and they're doing the same thing with Memphis. And what I said to him was, well, with Nashville, for one, there was huge outcry. There was even lawsuits, and when they took it to court, it was mainly about partisan gerrymandering, political gerrymandering, partisan gerrymandering, and the law and the court treats partisan gerrymandering and racial gerrymandering differently. And in my great state of Memphis, Tennessee, you have both happening at the same time. And I promise you that this map that they're currently trying to do, which is literally unconstitutional, will never hold up in court. And that is the type of things that's happening during this administration. So yes, he has a firm ass grip on the GOP because they over here breaking laws, trying to take away people's rights and voting power. So yes, Trump absolutely has the GOP firmly in his grasp, and it's unfortunate that they're using every bit of this opportunity to try to set us back 50, 60, 70, 80 years.
Thank you,
In
Coco.
regards of-
We're out of time, Coco. But I just want to say.
I'm going to land here.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. Y'all,
I said okay.
I waited for almost.
I said okay. Go ahead.
And so, with that being said, this is my last point. Oh, bro, you gonna let me over, man? Hello? Okay, my bad. And so, with that being said, when we talk about what's currently going on in our United States of America, we need to also be honest with the historical context of our nation. When you have Republican representatives in Republican states using this ample time to strip away voting power and voting representation, that is a tactic that has historically been done.
Thank you, Coco. We're out of time, buddy. Sorry. Folks, we're here Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. and 6 p.m. New York time. So till 5 p.m. New York time.
Okay, my bad.
Tomorrow, no worries, buddy. Till 5 p.m. New York time tomorrow for the next edition of the Critical Thinking Forum. Everybody be.
I wish you would have said it was a time before I got on the stage. I didn't know that there was a time or anything. But to finish, I was saying, because like I said, I wasn't making my last point.
As opposed to sticking up for them. It is cooler to hate them now, like for sure. I mean, that is something that should be.
I completely disagree. I think most of the shit based on my algorithm, most of the things that you say online is everyone fucks with Jewish people, just people don't fuck with the Israeli government, because what the Israeli government is doing is wrong. No one is saying like fuck Jews. At least I haven't seen like people. And then like what do Jewish people look like? Unless they have a yarmulke on, or they got them little fucking long ass dreads and that little weird ass outfit they wear, you can't tell if they're Jew or
You
not.
kind of can. I mean, let's be fair.
I mean, maybe. I mean, I don't know, but I don't know. I'm black, right? I don't know no black people that's out here just.
Are you telling me if you saw Steven Spielberg, your first guess wouldn't be he's Jewish?
I would say he's white. I would say he's white. These are like you guys. These are white people.
You're the biggest hypocrite I've heard on this app in a while. You said there's no people killing black people out there? Are you crazy? They burned down cities in fucking all of America for fucking George Floyd. What are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about?
You guys, generally, I noticed that whenever you get a conversation about Jews on this app, what you get is you get black people that insist upon coming on the stage and making sure everybody knows they are the biggest victim of all times. And anything that's going on with the Jews, no, focus on us, the real victim. I mean, you guys do that.
Nobody is saying that. I literally gave you 3 different demographics, and I even critiqued the Black Lives Matter movement. Okay, a couple black people get killed. Now we're burning cities, and we're acting like black kids getting shot by the police is an epidemic, which is not.
And that's the hypocrisy because Jewish people are not doing that.
Hold on, because you.
That's the hypocrisy, Pierre. I know you don't want to hear it. I know you don't want to hear it.
Like I was trying to say.
They don't want to hear it, so they talk loud. That's why I have to talk loud.
Other demographics of people have used that same Black Lives Matter playbook, like I mentioned.
Nobody else has used it. Nobody else has used it.
Now we're just in the Israel, the Jewish shit. That's all it is.
What are we doing? Are we burning down cities? Are we burning down cities?
No, he is right. I think he's kind of right though, because like the woke, the Jews did carry, as much as Jews decried wokeness after October 7th and all of the protests, and their fellow lefties, basically turned around and said, globalize the Intifada and fuck Israel. A lot of them are like, they're now all of a sudden October 7th Republicans. And yes, a lot of them do this cancel culture bullshit, okay? especially if it involves like saying you don't support Israel or something like that. That is woke cancel culture bullshit. I mean, at the end of the day.
Some people decide one day to support a fucking terrorist group that did things like October 7th and way before.
Kitty, what if he's in the middle of having lunch? I don't know. You sure you want to disturb his lunch so you get him to discharge a firearm?
But that's the left wing.
People in Iran and they decide, no, this is not the good side. No, this is the
When
good
you're talking
side.
about lefties, the right wing is not. Even if they're critical of Israel on the right, they're not pro Hamas.
Of course, they're not pro Hezbollah.
I'm not seeing any pro-Hamas shit.
What's his name? That one guy, Jack Hinkle. He went to the fucking funeral
Yeah, but he's
of
a
the leader of
socialist.
Hezbollah.
He's a socialist. He's not a right winger.
He's on the right side. He's not a socialist.
No. I've actually debated Infrared. Jack Hinkle's the protege of Infrared. And Haas is this fucking midget, and I called him that when I spoke with him. But he's a small little Lebanese guy. And so basically, he is paid by Russia. They're pro-Russia. But their whole thing, and they came up with this like 6 years ago thinking they were clever, they called it MAGA communism. You can look this up. There's a couple of news articles written about it. And so they're like right-wing socially, so they say, but they are at the end of the day basically like tankies. They're left. They're very far left economically, and they're not on the right. Like right wingers, everybody in the dissident right hated those fucking people. Those are the types of lefties that will fucking kill people to get power.
We know, we've seen this happen over and over. How do you think the revolution in 1979 in Iran happened? It was a coalition between the left, the Marxists, and the Islamists. And what did the Islamists do when they came to power? They massacred all of the left and the Marxists. They hanged them by fucking cranes. This is what you fucking leftist Democrats don't understand. They don't give a fuck about you.
Yeah, the CIA had all of that to do with the first, with the Shah back in the day. All of this is documented, and you can read all about it. Just saying.
Yes,
You know?
yes, we know everything that happened, and we know everything that has been documented. But the reality is that it's far more complex than just the CIA involvement, because there was a Tudeh party, which was a communist Russian-backed party, which completed terrorist attacks on when assassinated people. That's what you guys don't understand. It's more complex than just the involvement of the CIA.
Who are her Republican oppositions?
Wait, this was in
Which
Iran
one did the
you're talking about?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I don't think.
no. I'll let you go after me, Pia. But yeah, I mean the fact that they were communists.
On the south side, people showed up to push back against a Walgreens closing. The doors are set to close next.
Look it up. The Tudeh party.
No, I haven't looked up the communist link, but I have looked up all of the other details around that, and the fact that when the idea that the Mossadegh, the prime minister, that he was quote democratically elected
It's false.
is a false claim.
By the Constitution of the Shah, he had the right to elect.
Glow,
and
you
he
and
was-
I know both the
So
same
it's all
thing.
the fucking propaganda lie of this.
And let me give you one more. And let me give you one more bit of information, which is the fact that when they say, well, America has even apologized for Operation Ajax, as it was called. You know who apologized? Democrat secretaries of state. Democrats who always apologize for anything that America does that might be perceived as promoting any kind of interest of American welfare. They're the ones who apologize, not on behalf of the CIA. So that claim like, oh, America feels so guilty. No, it's the Democrats, the same people who immediately after 9/11 said, oh, it's all our fault and we deserve it.
But yeah, Alan, like I kind of want us to get back to the point. The point is the hate piece. And what I think that we do on the West, we have a great way of dramatizing and romanticizing negative things. So, like earlier this year, everyone had a sign in their yard that was like, yo, if you see ICE, you can come hide in my house. And just Hispanic people are just getting snatched up off the street and like, Viva la Mexico, and like, so it was the Spanish people, it was the Hispanics earlier this year that were hated on and getting snatched up and all of that shit. Now it's just a new wave of what they want us to be dramatic about. Like, I really think it is what we are marketed to, what our algorithms are, because I'm not, so there is definitely a war going on in Israel, in Gaza, and all in the Middle East. There might have been a synagogue that has been blown up and stuff like that, but these are not like everyday occurrences to where we gotta go march in the street and say like, everyone stand up for the Jews because they're like getting persecuted. It's really not that. They are trying to.
Nobody's asking you to do that, Pierre. Nobody's asking you to do that.
I'm landing right here.
But the black people wanted everybody to do that. That's for sure.
I'm just landing. I'm just landing.
Alright,
What I'm saying is, I'm landing right here. Alright, I'm getting y'all emotional. You're emotional. Yeah, you're emotional. Yeah. So the land. Do not let these people propagandize you into believing that Jews are like now the new hot thing.
Nobody's doing that. Nobody's doing that.
Where are you, motherfucker, Harry?
Pierre, nobody's doing that, by the way. You know that, right?
Where are you, motherfucker, Harry? Where are you?
Title. Why do Jews get so much hate? It's literally in the title. Nobody is.
He's not a Jew that's doing that. You know that, right? It's not like Jews are telling her open this.
She literally gave us an example of why she started the room. She said she started the room because of what she sees online. She does not see this when she walks out her door.
And what you're saying is that Jews are going and starting a whole movement like you guys did. We didn't start any fucking movement. We didn't burn down any fucking cities. You guys burned down cities because of fucking fentanyl head, a fentanyl drug head that killed himself. And you're fucking burning down cities. So you're very hypocritical, bro. Don't come and tell us what Jews need to do. Okay? Worry about the black people.
How am I hypocritical when I critique the Black Lives Matter?
Alright, Pierre, I'm talking now. So I definitely did say earlier that I have seen this out my fucking front door. There was a terrorist attack. I think it's the yeshiva or the synagogue, whichever one. It's a Jewish religious institution, close to my home. Okay, so no, I don't appreciate this shit, and I don't appreciate seeing a constant like. Everywhere I go, everybody's like obsessed with hating Jews. And I do think Pepe's right. I think people think it's maybe like a fad, like they think it's cool or something. And it's honestly not cool. It's gross.
Can I go after you?
And it's weird. Like, why are you guys obsessed with hate for a certain group? I also think it's interesting, right? It usually comes down to you guys want to start talking about Israel, but you don't have the same smoke for like Americans, right? Which our government partakes in basically all of the same activities. So it's just all a bunch of hypocrisy, and it really feels like fake outrage at the end of the day.
So Miriam, the question that we posed for the room, since we want to talk about governments, how can people tell the difference between legitimate criticism of a government and prejudice against a group? And when people do have a prejudice against a group or a criticism against a group, why do they seem to be called anti-Semitic? Go ahead.
Because when people are always talking
talking about the Jews and how they're responsible for I don't know what. You see what happens. In the UK, 2 Jews have been stabbed just a week ago. Also, one of those charity ambulances of the Jewish community was, they placed explosives and bombed it in the UK. So this is a global intifada going on, and people are chanting for intifada on the streets. And no one cares, and they keep talking about the Jews and, fire, throwing oil on the fire repeatedly. And everyone thinks they're safe, but it always starts with the Jews, and it never ends there. So don't think you're special.
Yeah, I think we're living in different times where a lot of things are televised now and we don't have to read them in books. Like, we can actually see what's going on in Gaza. We can actually see the settlers doing all that crazy ass shit that they're doing in the West Bank and in Gaza. We can actually see Jews acting in an ignorant way.
Did you actually see what happened on October 7th? Did you see that also? You didn't mention October. You mentioned Gaza, but you didn't mention October 7th. That's funny.
Let me
You think we just
finish.
went into Gaza for fun, huh? We just went for fun, yeah?
I am concerned with Phil Marion is that I feel like he's exploiting the grief of people in the Palisades, and I think that's reprehensible. He is about his own celebrity, he's famous now.
Nobody
You're
said
a fucking
October
piece
7th
of shit,
wasn't an
and that's all it comes down to.
Nobody
We
said
can
that.
see this, we can see that. We don't
Just think y'all went in there for no reason.
And by the way, if they had
See,
the brains
again,
in Chicago,
You're
they'd
not the
have Cisco
party, you're not the
on
party.
their
Shut
side.
the fuck up. You might think them more than anybody. Shut the fuck up.
Let me ask you
So
this.
sick of these fucking black people on this app. You guys are literally hypocrites, bro. You're doing exactly what white people did to you in the 1950s, the 1940s, the 1930s, and any time before that. You're a hypocrite.
Above critique just because you're Jewish? Are you above critique just because you're Jewish?
No, it has nothing to do about being above critique. It has something to do about bringing the fucking facts, calling people out when they're wrong. Because most people here don't know how to do that. I don't let people finish when they're wrong. Fuck that. Because you're wrong. That's why. Now you can finish your sentence because I had to make sure you mentioned October 7th. I want to make sure October 7th is mentioned because you want to say everything's televised. Yeah, October 7th was televised.
In here has acknowledged that October 7th.
Nobody in here acknowledged that. Nobody in here said shit about October 7th. Shut the fuck up, Pierre, you fucking retarded fuck.
October 7th happened and it was an atrocity.
Oh, great. Oh, thanks for your fucking sympathy. Fuck you.
I don't think anyone can watch those videos and not say that was not
I
an
did.
attack.
I've gotten 10 credit upgrades for the state. We balanced the budget every single year.
You
We
mentioned
paid off the
Gaza
entire
before October 7th.
$7
You think we just went to Gaza to murder people in Gaza?
You know what?
The point that I'm trying to prove is that mention October 7th first, and you can say Gaza.
To just shoot at white people because of what they did to us. Kill every white person
Black
on
people
sight.
have done that already in the
System
past.
is in
Yes.
a much better position
we're
than
not
it was
able to
when
have
I
a
took office.
conversation.
We have more to do. I am running for re-election for governor for a reason. I mean, this state was headed
Anyway,
for
I'm gonna go play some
near
soccer.
bankruptcy in the state. No budget for 2 years in a row. We had a Republican governor who did that to us. There were a lot of people who said to me, particularly people in the business community, said,
You're projecting right now. That's literally what you're doing. That's literally what you're doing.
I did. I've gotten 10 credit upgrades for the state. We balanced the budget every single year. We paid off the entire $17 billion of unpaid bills. Our pension system is in a much better position than
in the U.S. that critiques our own fucking country.
Right, there's people do it in Israel also, bro.
Did you not see all the veterans at the Capitol Hill the other day that got arrested for protesting against the Iran war? Oh no, you were just worried about your Israeli shit.
What are you trying to prove? Like people go to the Capitol protest all the time. That's been happening for years, bro.
No tear for you, bro. Go cry with somebody else.
Nobody's crying, Pierre. You're the only one that's crying.
Allow someone to speak. That's not from your race. That's not from your background. Allow other people to give you their.
We're not a race, you fucking retard.
No. But you don't allow people to do that.
Judaism is not a race.
You just bomb the shit out of them.
Like I said, you're just fucking retarded.
Like
That's
I
the point. I literally proved my point right there. Everybody saw that I proved my point right there. Simple as that. What happened? Somebody moved him down? Anyway, sorry, Coco. I didn't really mean to be yelling and screaming, but I'm very passionate about this shit. And I've been on here for years debating these type of retards, so just a lot of passion in the heart, which most people don't have. The passion that they have is the passion for hate.
That's the passion that these fucking people have on this app. And that's it. And you know what I'm saying? These black people that come on here and do this are the biggest fucking hypocrites I've seen. That's it. Because white people were doing this shit to them fucking how many years ago? I mean, right? No one said shit. Yeah, you can laugh, you can say we're the biggest victims, whatever. You guys can say whatever you want. But at the end of the day, majority of the people on this app are just fucking retards. That's it. Anyways, go on. I love all the thumbs down. Keep giving me thumbs down, X's. I want it all. Come on, give it to me. I love my haters. Look, you see my bio? What does it say in my bio, everybody? Open my profile. It says, I love my haters. So go ahead, keep hating, because the hate keeps us strong. The hate keeps Israel going. Our haters keep our country going, and the Jewish people proud and strong. And you know what? Jewish people have contributed to the United States of America since the 1700s. So if you guys don't fucking like that, then get the fuck out of them. We died for Americans, the American wars, World War I, World War II, Civil War. Jews have been in every single fucking war of America. So fuck all of you motherfuckers. It has nothing to do with fucking Israel. When people come after Israel, you come after Jews as a whole. That's it. And I will fucking be there to defend it no matter what. All of you can be fucking weak pieces of shit. I don't give a fuck. But like I said, Coco, I'm very passionate. And my passion comes out strong. And a lot of people don't have that. A lot of people want to sit here and do this fucking bullshit, you know? But I don't do the bullshit. I do facts, and that's it. And you would think I'm emotional. You could think that I'm emotional. But everything that I said has been factual so far. And if anyone wants to check me, check me. You can write all you want in the chat. I love it. Keep it coming. All the X's, all the thumbs down. I love it. Anyways.
My thing is, Harry, why don't you let people have a dialogue?
I am, fella. You know, I'm going to go, and I'll let you guys do it.
But why don't you allow people to have a dialogue with you?
Because, bro, when somebody mentions everything is televised, and then he says Gaza first, and doesn't say anything about it, he didn't mention one thing about October 7th, it's like you're skipping over history and facts. And I have to fucking make sure that I correct these motherfuckers. I don't care who it is.
What caused the war against
Exactly.
Yes, but don't you realize, right, that so many people have those same mentalities and perspectives, right? And they need to get it out in full, so that you can respond to it.
Then to respond to a question, and he didn't respond to the question at all. He just started like spewing propaganda, which is honestly
at the same time, Harry, you know, like I said with the Butters girl, like let her get it off, because obviously it's a PR war, right? So people have this perspective. Let her get it off in full, and not long-winded either, 2 minutes, and then
that's very long, 2 minutes, by the way.
And I was talking about Harry, or not Harry, Pierre, by the way.
And instead of like just calling her a bitch 15 times, right? Then you can actually dispel the mind virus. You know what I mean?
It's not gonna work. That doesn't work. I've been on this app 5 years. It doesn't work like that. I'm sorry to tell you, it just doesn't work. It doesn't work like that. So I have my own way of doing things. Most people don't like it, that's fine. And you know what? People say, I'll never do that in person. Oh, I'll do it in person too. I don't give a fuck who you are. I don't care where you're from. I don't give a shit. I'll do it in person. And there's plenty of people that do it in person too. Because like I said, we're not weak people. That's why we're still here. And if you look through history, many people wanted to kill us and eliminate us. But we're still here for a reason. Right? And that's it. That's all I need to say. You can hate Israel all you want, but Israel's always going to be there no matter how much you guys hate it. And we're going to sit back and laugh at all the haters, because that's what we do. And you know what? We're going to keep contributing to the world and contributing to society like we have been. And the majority of the shit that's in your house is coming from Israel anyways. So if you guys want to boycott us and hate us, throw your fucking phone away. Throw away the majority of the medicine in your cabinet drawers, because most of that stuff comes from Israel. Stuff in your car, like you know, the thing that the sensors in your car to tell you how close you are to other cars, that technology comes from Israel. There's a lot of shit. I can keep going for hours on here, but people don't know the facts, Othello. They want to just hate, and they want to hate, and that's what the virus is of the internet. It's not even coming on here dispelling any mind virus. The virus is already there. It's the internet, and nothing we can do to actually change that. Unless somebody really wants to learn. She didn't want to learn. She wanted to keep spewing her bullshit. When I gave her a fact to go look up what El Abid is, and I hope everyone can go look this up. El Abid in Gaza. Just do El Abid in Gaza and see what that is, okay? It translates to slave in Arabic. Literal translation, slave. It's a city in Gaza that's 11,000 black Gazans, Palestinians live there. And it translates to slave. So that's all I need to say. She wanted to talk about us being white supremacists and all this shit. I countered it with facts, and then no, that wasn't enough. That was wrong.
This is what I have to say. So when the people come in here, right, they're archetypes. Like there's the BHI archetype, and they say the same talking points. There's the people who are like conservative Republicans, even black and white, right? And they have like a America First archetype. You have just plain old anti-Semites. You have people that are Palestinian. They come in here and they say their simple talking points. And then there's thousands and thousands and thousands of people just like them that are making rooms, that are in the world. And so you have a chance, right, to like let them trip over themselves, let them stumble. And when you curse them out 15 times in a row, it just makes you look bad. And I think that it doesn't do what we're actually here to do, which is actually transform people, because the people are not that bad. You know what I mean? They just need to be transformed through knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Go ahead.
No, but at the same time, I gotta jump in. So, like, what Harry's doing, he's trying to basically the meaning of insanity, where you keep saying the same thing over and over and over and over and expecting a different result. So why would he keep fucking trying to be kind to these people? Why wouldn't you say, go fuck yourself? And if you look, Othello, look at Amir's room as a prime example. Coco, you were in Amir's room for a while. Othello, you were in Amir's room for a while. There's not one Palestinian in that room anymore. As a matter of fact, they hate him.
That's true.
But
they're not even Palestinians, the ones that come defend Palestine. They're not even Iranians, the ones that come defend the Iranians. And those who are just the fucking mouthpieces of them.
So then there's people like Harry and myself, but Harry's a little bit, he's more passionate and he's got a lot more facts and intelligence about the ground than me. I'm more of like a shit starter. Harry's like more of like a fuck you. I'm not gonna deal with your shit, and I commend that, because I sit down and I want to hear a conversation. Maybe I want to hear bullshit, and I think I can change the world. And then there's people like Harry that are like, bro, you're wasting your fucking time, you ain't changing shit. And when I look at it, I haven't changed one fucking person on here's fucking mind. So he's right, and I understand. And yeah, I guess sometimes it is annoying to hear somebody just come up to me and say, fuck you. Because you know what's annoying about it? Is that they're right. It's annoying when I have to say, Harry, you were right. Because he's like, yo, BB, why the fuck you wasting your time with this idiot? And I'm like, yo, please, bro, this I mean, he's like, you're an idiot, stop. And like not even an hour later, or even a week later, or even a month later, I'm like, fuck, bro, you were right. And he's like, nah, look at all that time you wasted. And I'm like, fuck, you had a point. You had a point. But sometimes I want to learn for myself. I understand what you're saying, Attila. Like, why not have a combo? But then there's people like I'm jumping on like behalf of him. I get it now. I do. I always got it. But there's other people that want to articulate themselves in different ways. And there's people like him that say, fuck it. Why am I going to waste my fucking energy and trying to convince somebody that's going to hate me after I'm done spitting facts, spitting reliable sources, and sharing all of these fucking good talking points that prove them wrong? They're still gonna say a cock's a fucking turtle. They're not gonna agree. You know what I mean? With all due.
Yeah, I'm hearing you, buddy.
It's like a virus, like a cancer.
And I thought about it, man. And I was like, I come by Amir's room every once in a while. And I'll sit back for like 20 minutes. It's like white noise in my ear, you know. I sit in the audience, and I look, and I was like, "Where's Ghost? Where's Wednesday? Where's Resistance? Where's all of these people? Masood, Samud. Where's all of these Palestinians, bro? They're actually banned from his fucking room. And this is the guy spreading propaganda to protect the Palestinian people, but you won't allow Palestinians in your room?
Because
you gotta ask yourself, something's wrong with that.
It's gonna ruin the whole movement.
No, but there's something wrong with that.
Yeah, of course it is. It's a fucking cult. A death cult. It's gonna ruin their whole narrative once the Palestinians come out and say we fucking hate this movement. They ruined our
but at the same time, I'm gonna say things to people. There's still There are poor innocent Palestinians and Gazans. There are. That were being fucking held hostage by Hamas, by the terrorist regime, by being oppressed by their own people. That's the problem we're upset at, that nobody wants to point that out. There's still people in the West Bank that are being oppressed by the PLA. But nobody talks about that.
The same way.
Nobody talks about Hamas
the same
has been
way.
oppressing their own people since 2006. After the election in 2005, they took governance, and they were governing over their people and oppressing them. Nobody talks about that. All they do is talk about, oh, the resistance fighters. Well, if you're a resistance freedom fighter, wouldn't you want your people to be free? Why are you murdering your own fucking people? Everybody's seen it. You'd have to be a fucking blind and underneath the rock to not see what happened whenever this so-called ceasefire took place. And Hamas went into the street and they did a firing squad and they were murdering people in the middle of the street. They were lining them up and shooting them in the fucking head. That's who you call as a freedom fighter? Come on.
All right. So can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead, Carter.
So hello. My specific question is for Harry, because I've noticed something ever since there was this war between the Palestinians and the Israel people in Israel. There has been like this random and I'm not, because I know Jewish people in real life, so I don't really see a lot of this radical. So I would never put it on either group, but I see like this weird, interesting thing that a lot of people who are pro-Israel, and I don't even know that you guys are even Jews, the people who are doing this are Jewish, because I feel like a lot of people use Clubhouse as a way to spread hate, period. But I just wonder why, like, what is this weird obsession with trying to hold Black people in America accountable when you understand for anything that's happening in Israel, when you understand, because you're probably in America, I assume so, that the reality of the average Black American or Black person in America does not have an issue with Jewish people in general. Like, what is this punch down? Because I honestly feel like it's a white supremacist tactic where you can't actually fight the real, because we also know that there are statistics that specifically come out that show who actually attacks, what group of people attack Jewish people in America specifically the most, and that's not Black people. So like, what is this obsession with like trying to punch down on Black people and trying to hold Black people responsible?
Who said there's an obsession with holding Black people responsible?
I'm talking to Harry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was just.
You're talking about me? What are you talking about?
Yeah, because you had mentioned something earlier about Black people in America and hatred for Jews. Like, that's not true.
What's not true?
He said you're the handsomest Jew, Harry.
I'm just trying to understand what's not true, because every time I come on this app, that's all I see and I hear from Black people on this app. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Hate for Israel, hate for Jews. What are you talking about?
We're talking about in real life.
Is this not real life? Is this a fake life or something?
No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not. It's not
fake
real.
life? I'm just trying to understand, is this real or is this fake?
I'm talking about hate crimes against Jews in real life. Who do they mostly come from, Harry?
So now we're pushing the goalpost. So now we're talking about hate.
Oh, okay, got it.
Is that what we're doing? We're talking about hate crimes, or we're
Why
talking
would we not talk about hate crimes? Why would Jewish people not care about hate crimes?
Sounds like you're pushing the goalpost. That's what.
No, I'm not. I'm asking a question that you refuse to answer. Who is doing hate crimes the most in America to Jewish
like I
people?
said, you're
Who
moving
are
the
they?
goalpost.
Who are killing Jews in America the most?
That wasn't the original topic.
Got it. It's not. No. It is.
Glad you can answer your own question.
It is, but
what's the answer, Carter?
It is definitely white supremacist.
Interesting. The same people that hate.
Is it not? Well, who said? Wait. Hold on. So my question, so since you understand that it's white supremacists that do the most, right, when it comes to crimes against Jews, verbally and physically, why is this obsession? Because I have not heard you call out white supremacy Specifically,
maybe
that is
you
the type
don't
of
know me, but I call
on
him
this
all the time.
stage.
So
Harry, listen.
Carter,
Harry,
I
listen.
call out hypocrisy, Carter, and you're one of.
So Harry, the answer. Who's saying that?
She's one of my haters, or something.
Okay. Harry, so all you have to say instead of getting defensive is, Harry, hey, listen. No, I'm not. I am screaming because you're always talking to me. So I had to get louder.
You're asking me questions, but you don't know the answer.
I'm from, but I didn't finish the question.
How many questions are you asking? One question, a million questions? How many?
No, I was actually having a conversation. You talked for 10 minutes and nobody interrupted you.
But this is fake life, so why does it matter?
Like I said before, so now I'm gonna make a statement because now it's not a question because I've kind of realized that you are one of like those instigator people online that won't do shit in real. Hold on, Elmo, thank you. I'll promise you I'll give it back to you. Thank you. And now I see that you're probably one of those like Asian people who come up online and start mints because you don't really have like
I'm an Asian person now.
Real life. An agent.
What agency do I work for?
Agent, probably, I don't know, maybe the CIA or just something.
I work for the CIA, wow. Whoever knows me must be very honored that your guys are friends with the CIA.
All right, Carter, listen.
One mic on Carter. Carter, you got like a minute to wrap up, and then we're gonna go to the next speaker.
Thank you, Cece, so much for giving me the opportunity to speak, and thank you to the moderator. I just wish more people like you would specifically, put up your face since you're so proud of the things that you say.
What does that have to do with anything?
Can I speak?
This guy, you're just going in circles.
If you're so proud of who you are and what you say, you definitely would.
Should I put up my face so you guys can find me and attack me? Is that what you want to do?
No. Why would I want to attack you?
Why would I want to put up my face?
Because you should.
Why don't you put up your face, Card?
Let me finish, Harry. I do have on my face. If you follow me, you can. Thank you. But yeah, I'll just say that I don't know.
Is your face the sloth picture in the first picture? Is that
This is Ion. He was the guy you used to meet.
Yeah.
He was on the app. We all know what he looks like.
Famous. Yeah. So I don't know. It's just interesting. But I just want to clear up the Black people in America do not have like this personal issue with Jewish people. It's not reality.
You speak for all Black people in America?
Yes, I do. I said collective of Black people. Just like you speak for collective of Jewish people. Okay, I speak for collective of Black people.
I speak for myself.
Okay, well, Black people don't have because they have more things to do in life. The Jewish race, you're not special where Black people wake up in the morning and worry about what you have got to do. You have more to worry about with white supremacy than you do with Black people in America. And that is a fact. That is a fact. And you're scared of the white man, so you try to punch down on a Black man, and Black people are not having that, and you're mad as fuck about it. Period.
That's not the case. Actually, the largest.
It is the case. It is the case.
Clubhouse,
it is. Clubhouse, there's not even 2% of the Black population on Clubhouse. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
What I'm saying is,
there's not a huge population of Black people on Clubhouse. Clubhouse does not determine what it is. Because if that's the case, I would assume that Harry represents all Jews, correct?
I would like to talk to Carter a little bit. Welcome back, Carter. After you leave, unless you want me to go. What I was saying is this: if you go to these, listen around here on Clubhouse in different rooms, different foci, they have like Nation of Islam rooms. They have.
Why are you the only one to see them? Why are you frequenting rooms of hatred?
If you're not perceptive, I'll tell you. But if you look at they did a survey in one of these rooms, okay, and they were like, who is the biggest enemy of Black men? And I actually took screenshots of this, by the way. And they're like, is it like, this, or is it small hats, code word for Jews? And they all said, like, the majority, like 64% or something, said that, like, small hats were the cause of the problems of Black men. If you go to these Nikki Light rooms, they talk about, like, Jews obsessively. If you go to, like, these...
I don't see those rooms. I don't see those rooms.
If you don't...
yeah.
Availability.
You're a Jew, and you see them all the time because you're focused on them. Yeah.
Okay, so what I'm saying is, if you just listen quietly, listen carefully, okay, like these nations, they spend so much time talking about them, and it's like, it is 1.6 million Hebrew Israelites, by the way. Okay, so it's like clan members and stuff like this.
No, you're not. I just want to be clear. You're not special. You're not special. You're not. You're not. I know I'm not.
Okay, so it's 3,000 claims.
I'm not. You're not special.
I think
And
1.6 million niggy lights.
You're not special.
I think you are special.
Yeah, and I just want to clarify that in America that you're being attacked by white people mostly, but you're worried about black people on Clubhouse.
It's really not.
It really is. There are studies about this.
What my experience is.
I don't give a damn. You're black.
Okay, so the people.
You're black.
Niggy lights.
Hold on. When you telling me when you're walking down the street that random black people come up to you and say, "Get over here, Jew."
Okay, so if you look at.
Come on, like the stuff that you make up is crazy. I am from New York, where there is Jewish people all over.
Seriously, you go to barbershops. Okay, you hear black people talking, and they don't like Jews very much.
Now you are lying. You are weird. You're weird. Black people in a barbershop talk about Jews.
So the only reason the Jews don't have to be worried about them is
why
because
can you handle the truth, Carter? Because it's not true. I get my hair cut every 2 weeks. I've never heard a black person mention a Jew.
Well, you don't get out much, okay? Or maybe you're not too smart.
No, I moved to one of the blackest cities in America, and Jews are not brought up. You're a liar.
If they were capable of getting anything done, then it would be a lot more like blood and damage. But because they can't.
Yeah, you're black too. So how many Jewish people have you beat up? You're black. How many Jewish people have you beat up or attacked?
What do you say? You're in the Matrix.
I said that you're black. How many Jews have you attacked or beat up? Period. Thank you.
Why would I convert to Judaism and then go and attack Jews?
I don't know what you are.
Okay, well
I don't know why. Yeah. Okay, so you're saying that. What? Say that again.
These stupid Negro fake-alites, and they're just such an embarrassment, and that's their number one.
You're black.
Well, I'm not one of them.
You're black. You know. Let me tell you something. What I love about the Jews of New York is that they don't accept coonery. They don't need you to convert to something to be able to try to nail down your own people.
So what I'm saying is this. I mean, there's a lot of anti-Semitism there, and that's just.
Imagine converting to Judaism to be a coon.
And besides,
you probably suck a lot of Jewish cock. That's what you really wanted, and you had to do it to be a Jew. You could have sucked the white cock. No, you are.
Calm down, Cher. Carter, can I engage with you? Because I do have a serious answer.
Okay, you can engage with him. Thank you.
Yeah, and in a calm way, because I'm not mad at you at all.
No, you can't be mad at me.
No, and I know you for a minute already. So, first of all, I think, if you don't mind me saying it this way, I think you and I are a little bit of old school when it comes to New York. And old school, now we're talking at minimum my mother's generation, and then I'm my mother's son, obviously. So I kind of inherited this. Black folks and Jews live next to each other in the neighborhoods. We're talking Brooklyn and Queens and Bronx. And we both were living in neighborhoods where white people made us live because we were both the victims of redlining, right? Now, that worked out for, I don't know, decades, and we marched together. So when you talk about the Black and Jewish Alliance, we're both coming from the same place. It was the civil rights marches, it was desegregation, it was the NAACP, it was the HBCUs, etc. But there was a rift that started, I think, in the mid to late 60s. And since then, I think there's been some tension between our communities. Some of it may be around Israel, I'm not sure. Some of it may be around the fact that Jews became assimilated into whiteness, and that wasn't an option for black folks, although it did happen.
So is the challenge for Democrats is how do you balance addressing?
So there's a resentment, I think, that somehow the Jews became white and moved up and out of those difficult neighborhoods and moved into the suburbs. Now, some black folks said to me, "Oh, that's because you were
what a lot of
just moving up and moving into the suburbs, getting a little square of lawn and all that kind of stuff. We moved out of the tenements. You know, you can still go visit on the Lower East Side of Manhattan, where the Jews landed and where we started in this country, which was penniless and with a shared toilet on the same floor, or if it wasn't out in the back of the building. So, you know, we started to have this poverty, as did black folks.
it's extremely helpful because it tells us.
But that's only to put an out no more. I agree with you on that.
I was going on and on, so go ahead.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. Yeah. But I have to
Story to the American people.
When it comes down to white people, specifically how they target the Jewish people in America, there's never a response back. They're taking it along because I see a lot of people. I also want to say this. I find it interesting that maybe there is a little bit of people who may have an issue, but I also want to double back. Why are you the only group to say that there is some tension that you had with living experiences of Black people? We live with all oppressed groups. We live with Asians. We live with Latin people. We live with Palestinian people. We live with,
That is there.
No, there's not. How are you going to talk? I am a Black person.
I know you.
How are you going to talk?
Because I've observed it with.
I think that my question to you is why don't I see you argue and fight white supremacy, which is killing you and us in this country the same way that you. No, you're not. No, you're not.
It's Tucker Carlson. He's
wait, but I've seen collective of Jewish or groups of Jewish people shut down networks and make sure that people were down just based upon opinions. I do not see that at the mass level with white people, period. And that's a fact. Can you name, why is it, and I think that the things that Kanye West has said was disgusting. And as you know, I've interviewed him, and did I not call him out on it?
Yeah.
Okay, why don't because that's based on conversations that I've had with the Jewish community. You see, why Harry's up there.
Before he went crazy.
Period. And I was able to call him out as a Black person, just in general. And it was a good conversation. I think he apologized and everything. I do not see the same exact issue, right? I mean, the same exact things that I see y'all do against Black people to white people. And I don't even think it's personal, but I just think that, people are afraid to go against the system at that level because you know that there's a more of a violent response. I was very annoyed and I'm surprised when I hear this rhetoric like Black people are more dangerous because of what people hear on the app, that is bullshit, El Normal. And I'm very I'm becoming, now since I'm becoming very scared of a lot of people who are now, on this app, because you know how, you saying weird things out here like that, it'll go out off the app and people will actually think that they experience. The majority of Black people in America don't have the privilege to even watch the news and understand what's going on between the Jews and the Palestinians. So how dare you push a narrative that Black people there's some tension between us, because it hasn't been. The issue is what you see prominent people.
White supremacy.
Wait.
We as Arabs, we support white supremacy. Bravo Trump. Bravo white supremacy.
Yeah,
yes.
I don't know what you're saying, but that's not what I said. I don't know if you don't speak English or what it
These
is.
are the people spewing into the Black people. These are like Muhammad.
Hold up, listen. I don't even, hold on. I don't even understand what he's saying. What are you talking about to Black people? Where do you see Black people in my, listen, I don't know if y'all trying to trigger people, but I'm gonna just say this. I am embarrassed.
I'm saying
I am embarrassed.
brainwashed.
And the Jewish people that I know in real life, the way they would hear this on Clubhouse, they would be embarrassed of you too. You are supposed to be the children of God, and to spew hatred. I don't give a fuck what you are. You're a woman at the end of the day, and you know how oppression and what that does. And you know when men spin narratives against women, how that can get you killed, correct? So the fact that you're coming up on here and doing the same thing that the oppressor does to you is weird. And I'm going to stand on that. And I need y'all to remember that at a time it was you, and Black women stood with your asses. So to come up on here and to dance for other groups of men, when groups of people like myself, queers and gays, stood with you at one point, is weird. Thank you.
You don't support Palestinians?
I don't. I'm not from Palestine. I'm not from Israel. You know what I support? support waking up in the morning every day and having to go to work because at the end of the day, my gas is the fucking expensive and my rent is.
Muhammad, you know what's really annoying is that you people. Muhammad, shut your fucking diaper head mouth for a second. Jesus Christ. It's really I know who you were talking to. Shut the fuck up. Nobody owes any fucking loyalty to Palestine, nor does anybody have to support them. Why do you think you're fighting Zionism by what? By declaring that we owe Palestinians our loyalty? Like, you suck a fucking dick.
You are a Zionist.
I don't go back to fucking your first cousin. I don't give a shit. I'd rather, you know what? I would rather be a Zionist than to be a sheep fucking pig like you. Like, literally, your people are fucking disgusting. Eat a fucking dick.
Don't let him take you off the subject.
Somebody kick this fucking pedophile worshipping piece of shit.
I mean,
like Epstein files, right? Like the Jewish people and Epstein files and Christian people.
Oh, you guys literally, your prophet raped the fucking 9-year-old. Shut the fuck up.
Like Epstein.
Epstein went to jail. Guess what? He went to prison. And there aren't Jews saying that it's anti-Semitic to put Epstein in prison. But there are a bunch of people like you who think that it's Islamophobic to not call your prophet a pedophile, which he actually was.
No, my prophet fucked your grandparents. When you
no, he didn't. That's fine.
You can
Just kick this fucking retard out of the space. He's derailing. Thank you.
So did you make your point, Pepe?
Oh yeah, he was derailing, so I just wanted him to shut up.
Well, that was your only point? All right. So, I mean, right, it's possible that the app isn't real life, but I've been shocked at the hatred that I hear in a lot of rooms, quote-unquote black rooms, not the really educated, sophisticated black rooms, but some of the less educated black rooms where it's all these conspiracy.
And we're back, y'all. Thank you for watching. Apple just put out some new numbers. Shootings and homicides went up. So let's get into what that means.
Propaganda is live right now. You took a close.
Even though we are winning, it grinds us down. It hurts us. Every single bullet that's fired against us hurts every single Jew. We all identify with each other. So this is hard. And in this period, when public opinion is not really in favor of this war, we look to people who were our allies once, and we say, well, this would be a great time for you to stand with us, and we're not seeing that. So that creates a little bit of tension, I would say, on both sides. And as I said before, I think black folks do identify with the oppressed, and other groups do that as well. I mentioned the Irish, and there's tension now. Ireland turned its back on the Jews. We used to be proud that there had been a Jewish mayor of Dublin. There's a Jewish mayor. There's a Jewish character in James Joyce's, Portrait of the Artist as a Young Man and so forth. So we had a good relationship in the past. But once the Jews have a country for ourselves, and it's a successful country, we start becoming a target of a lot of hatred and a lot of lies. And we would prefer it, I think, if people didn't buy into the lies and the hatred, whether it's this nonsense about circumcisions, or this nonsense about the Talmud, or all of these lies about Zionism. In all those cases, as Jews, we take it personally. So that's part of the answer to the question. The Ion asked, and also the question of this room. And if a Jewish or a non-Jewish person wants to correct me or add to what I'm saying, I'd be very open.
Okay, can I talk, please?
Go ahead, Miriam. 2 minutes.
How are you guys?
Hi, Miriam.
Hi, Pepe. How are you?
Good. Get a room, you two.
Thank you for coming, for having me. And just I wanna.
Now go to take our audience live now to the 60 Minutes interview that Donald Trump just gave with Nora O'Donnell about the events of last night's White House Correspondents' Dinner was in. Donald Trump recently had an event at the White House.
The US President Donald Trump says he wasn't worried by the shooting at the White House Correspondents' Dinner in Washington, D.C. last night.
It doesn't matter
harder for me for rare.
Apple just put out some new numbers. Shootings and homicides when police are investigating a car fire that may have been set on purpose during a gas. Archer Avenue, by Midway, the south side, where dudes are engaged in shootouts with each other near a
other guys. The government, it's bullshit government for everywhere. USA government is bullshit government. Iran government is bullshit government. Everywhere, guys. Please listen to me. I know I am older than you. Sorry about that. But please listen to me. We should help each other. I don't care who is doctor. I don't care who is engineer. I don't care who is famous. I don't care about anything because I am famous, because I am engineer, because I am doctor. Guys, look at to me, please.
Marion, you're Persian?
If you want to say that, yes, I am Persian Muslim girl. What's next?
No, I mean, if you want to say that, you are what you are. Like,
because we're in a liberation moment for the good people of Persia.
Okay, I don't want to talk with you anymore. Sorry about that.
Oh.
Wow. Yes.
I think there's something's lost in translation.
No.
How come she like you and not me? Now
Archer Avenue, by Midway, the south side, where dudes are
Iranian woman, and I want to say that the Iranians inside Iran were
Archer Avenue,
which is the great majority, by the way.
Archer Avenue,
which you can see by
Midway, the south side, where dudes are
they're very happy with the Israeli and American action, and but there's still some that are supporting the regime, and they don't want them to be bombed. And that's a very small minority.
Well, the point I wanted to make is that the people of the world somehow seem to have been hijacked by this Palestinian thing. But it doesn't work for the Persians. They don't deserve to be relieved from their suffering. It just looks like hypocrisy to me.
Let me know when I can be added to the queue, please.
Go ahead, BT.
Oh, thank you. Peace and reparations to the room. Thank you to the moderators and the hosts for creating and running the space.
Archer Avenue.
Panel for participating in the conversation. But most importantly, thanks to the audience for listening, because without you all, we'd just be here arguing with each other. Now that being said, when I read the prompt, why do Jews get so much hate? Line, American, Canadian, Mexican, coffee, evening jack. First thing comes to mind.
Archer Avenue, by Midway, the south side, where dudes are engaged in shootouts with each other near a local high school. Curie, that's what the high school was. Let me show you some of this from Nick Shirley. And I want to.
All of these things done, these atrocities done to these people. And I never knew these whole upbringing that these people own damn near everything. So then when I saw that in the NFL that they own almost every team, basketball too, the media, I was like, dang, this is interesting.
We don't own every team in the NFL.
I'm just telling you. Look it up.
I'm just telling you we don't, just in case you have this
NBA, just the NBA. Just the NBA.
So now you want to switch? We don't own near every team in the NBA.
Hey, what do you want me to do here? Like,
I'm telling you the truth. It's a very good
I take responses, sir. You can respond when I'm done, sir.
I just responded. You were wrong twice.
No,
keep going.
You cut me off and you ruined my point.
You're still talking. Keep going.
Thank you. So again, then I noticed that, and I saw the media, and I
Archer Avenue.
And then I read books about Jews' hand in a lot of things historically that were done, and it really it took me back, because I went now from being like, oh, I feel sorry because the Holocaust and Hitler did these people so wrong, and why is this like, why they do them like that? And now it look like, dang, then I think they've been kicked out of almost
Archer
every
Avenue,
country.
by Midway, the South Side, where dudes are engaged in shoot.
So I'm like,
You're
whoa,
just backing up the line.
Motherfucker, shut up, please. El Normo. Shut up, motherfucker.
Then stop lying about Jews. And
Shut up, motherfucker, bitch.
Then stop
Shut
lying
up,
about Jews.
motherfucker, bitch.
Then stop
El
lying
Normo.
about Jews.
Shut up, motherfucker, bitch.
You drink very badly.
Shut up, motherfucker, bitch.
Go con tu connect.
Shut up, motherfucker, bitch. Shut up, motherfucker,
Go
bitch.
con tu connect.
Shut up, motherfucker, bitch.
Go con tu connect.
Welcome to QNet. Welcome to QNet.
You see, I feel like this is all y'all are just like having a white experience or whatever y'all doing, and y'all just trying to blame black people on what's going on.
No, I'm telling her. I'm just telling her the version.
No, it's okay.
Of where I-
It's okay, Lo, because it's not for you. But I'm gonna tell you this: our black people, we are not our ancestors. We are not Martin Luther King and them, where we finna deal with this racist programming that you're trying to put over people and trying to make us seem like that we are some type of monsters of you. Oh no, we're gonna handle it accordingly. And just like other black people, other groups of people who try to disrespect us and we have to handle them, you're no different. We don't give a fuck if you were in the neighborhood or not. You should actually know better because we fought with each other before.
Archer
Like,
Avenue.
fought with each other against other groups. So I just find it interesting. Because when I first got in here, I remember the black unity.
Barack, did you see what the president got Melania for Mother's Day?
I have a whole black. But I don't know, y'all better do it, okay? And especially you, El Normal, because I know you have a lot of black friends. Period.
Like,
So I don't know.
old school. I'm with you.
he loves niggas.
Archer Avenue, by Midway, the South Side, where dudes are engaged in shootouts with each other near a local high school.
They don't.
Curie, that's what the high
They
school
don't know
is.
about this Jewish.
Let me show you some of this from Nick Shirley. And I want to break down
Nobody
some of
really,
what
I know that y'all think that is big, but some of us have a real life, and I'm not saying that I don't care about death, because I do. But it is very hard to do that being a black person in America, where we have to worry about things going on in our life and then worry about what's going on across seas. We don't have the fortune to do that. So stop trying to drag us in your shit. We don't have time for that. I don't know not one black person in real life, and I'm black, that know any updates about what's going on with Jews and Palestinian people. I'm gonna be honest, y'all not gonna like this, but half of y'all don't even know in real life. So what the fuck make you think that we gonna know something that y'all barely don't? All right.
Well, if you're saying people are stupid and uneducated, I agree with you, at least on this.
Why is me not centering my life in your experience make me ignorant?
It does. Well, only on this subject, and you just said it.
No, it doesn't make me ignorant about. No, it doesn't. It just makes me too. America
Where is
doesn't
your
give us
mother,
a-
motherfucker? Where is your mother? Here, with my dad. Motherfucker. Where are you, motherfucker? Where are you, motherfucker? Where are you?
Wait, what just happened?
What the hell was she talking about?
She's a
Why was she removed? Why was she removed? What's going on?
fucking pedophile supporter, fucking terrorist bitch.
Oh. Is that why she was removed?
See, like I said, y'all have this personal thing going on, and we don't know about it. I didn't understand what she was saying on Instagram.
About it.
It's like New York. I just hear people screaming, and I know to cross the street.
Y'all got 4,000-year-old beef, and we don't know shit about it. Because we worried about our blacks. And how y'all anti-black us.
No. That's not true. We have a lot of black Iranians. We actually have black Iranians. We love them. They're from the south, usually, and we love them. No such a thing as butcher.
Well, anti-blackness doesn't. Just because you're black, that doesn't mean you can't anti-black because they do it too when they come over here. But it's just like Africans do. It's not personal when we say that there's a anti-blackness. There's also an anti-Americanness, right? I go to however you call that. When I go to Italy or I go to Greece or I go to these, I have to have a make an accent because I'm scared that if these people know I'm American, they're gonna be disrespectful. So I get it. Because when we were growing up, just like I know when people in other countries were growing up, they called us, probably thought we were stupid and uneducated. And just like, you know, growing up, they probably taught me that, you know, you people over there eat sand pies and you know, wear head wraps and don't have buildings and you have to sleep in, you know, sand huts. We all have an unlearning to do. But, you know, we should focus more on that unlearning and come together, which I know will never happen, than trying to push the same experience of white supremacy the same way others do. Just like I all know all white people are not racist or, you know, I don't know about whatever. But I just think that y'all should all understand that Clubhouse is a place where people who agree with each other get together. So you're going to see a group of all black people, Hebrew Israelites, you know, get together and talk. They talk about gays too. Like that's you know what I'm not like. You're not special. You're not special. They hate gays too. So
they hate Christians, and I'm black. Yeah. They hate me because I'm a Christian and told them I'm not Israelite. So
they hate they. And who the fuck hates Beyonce? Like, come on now, y'all. So stop trying to assume that it's specifically about.
Church.
Exactly. What makes y'all believe? That
I'm Midway, the South Side, where dudes are engaged in shootouts with each other near a local high school.
You're gonna be like, oh my God,
that's what high school is. Let me show you some of this from Nick Shirley. And I want to break down some of what
group that hates everybody. You're not personally special.
Thank you. And for me to land, because I was rudely interrupted by a Jew.
I better get out there and hustle because it's tough out there. You know, there's a lot of other people trying to get to the top too. So you have to, if you're gonna be an entrepreneur and if you want to be a success in life,
of being indoctrinated that so many bad things happen. It's actually
good.
The Holocaust and the Anne Franks, reading that book and having to do a project on it. And just learning about how you all were mistreated. And then I grow up and I see you all got more money than everybody. And you own more stuff than everybody. And a lot of the stuff that's controlling us, poisoning us, it goes back to y'all if you trace the money. So
you're jealous. It's jealous.
It's not
envy. That's what you just said, man. It's envy.
No, it's an investigation.
Well, yeah.
Wow.
They came up with jealousy.
Am I lied to? Do I need to look into this more?
Well, you lied about the NFL. You lied about
the
NBA.
It's not about jealousy. It's whoa.
No, it's jealousy.
They own all of these media. They own this music. It's wait. Are you serious?
Yeah, why is that a problem for you?
And I used to push back on it.
Why is that a problem for you?
I said, no, this can't be true.
Why is it a problem if somebody owns something?
They own all these record labels.
Yeah. Why is that a problem for
TV
you?
channels.
Yeah. What record label do we own? What record label do we own?
They own these news.
Yeah, what TV channel do we own? You see how you're trying to tell bullshit?
This is deep.
You're telling bullshit.
You peel back the layers of that.
What record label do we own?
It doesn't make you hate anyone.
Yeah, what record label?
You aware.
No,
I need to land because El Normalama, whatever El Normalama.
What record label?
El Normalama.
Don't land.
He does not.
What record label?
Tell me land. So I'm not answering any questions.
Tell us what record label, brother.
I need to be able to land, sir.
So you admitted you're bullshitting, right?
Let me land, sir.
That's why
I'm not landing, sir.
Because of liars like
May I land, sir?
Because you're gonna land anyway.
You have to let him
Don't
land.
run away. You made a statement. I don't have to do anything.
You have to let
stay
him
Jewish
land.
and die. All I have to do is stay Jewish and die. I don't have to do anything.
Well, are you gonna be able to do that if you keep on acting like this?
Yes, I am.
You already say everyone hates you.
No, I never said that.
Might not even allow you to do that.
I'm not saying everyone hates us.
We might all like get together and be like, hey,
God loves us.
Die or should
what? Yeah, that's right.
Should we
What?
do a course?
So what television station do we own? If you know.
You know.
What television station?
Let me land because I'm
none of them, right? So why come up here and talk bullshit?
Do these investigations.
Yeah, what'd you find?
Peel these layer back. And I didn't say
what did you find?
Companies, entire telecom companies.
Yeah, what telecom company? Name the telecom company that we own.
Layers back to that.
Yeah. What telecom company? Tell the room.
Notice that it's fixed.
Okay.
You know
just exposed your lies, okay? We
Well,
investigate
it's
your
not
lies.
entirely, Dorm, it's not entirely a lie, but what he's missing out is that in all those agreements were Black Americans. And so the Jewish community and the Black American Jewish community has very old history with one another. And we're in it together, bud. Like, you're not immune from it either. We see P. Diddy. We see what's going on. We see that shit. Are we supposed to hold all Black people responsible for the actions of P. Diddy? No. Because we know that's not right. We can't be doing that. But we see it. We're seeing it too. Don't think that.
P. Diddy had a television channel called Revolt. And he had to sue Comcast, which is part Jewish owned, because they wouldn't show his television channel.
Good. Good.
Archer,
It's fucking sleep with the dildos and the oil. Eat it.
I don't think it's as honest.
No, that's.
He's not even a billionaire.
Yeah, what about
BT? Billionaires are there.
Okay, what about I can go on. What about the other R. Kelly, the one that pissed on the little girls? What about R. Kelly? And what about that 90s actor, the family show that was touching all the little kids and shit? No, it's not deflection. It's called showing you your mirror. No, it's not called deflection. It's called showing you a mirror. What you're doing is what we could do, but we don't do that because we understand it's not right.
And systems you've manipulated.
Yeah, we don't own shit. Nobody in this room owns
Archer,
anything.
it doesn't work. You see how what I'm saying?
We don't own. It's not about working or not. If you are not based in reality, then we can't have a conversation.
And
you're either delusional or you want to have a real conversation.
Would not behoove you, because if people already hate you and you're acting like this,
that's okay. People are saying they don't hate you. To do about it?
Then what might those people do?
Lying more on
half the world hates Black people too. They hate Jews, they hate homos, they hate everybody. Who gives a fuck? Why are you living your life based off of what other people think? Get over it.
Y'all keep acting like this, I think people might start hating you.
You're in no position to warn anybody of anything. You're too stupid.
I started leaving everybody after October 7th.
You're too stupid to warn anybody.
I saw you change.
Yeah, we all change.
Yeah, I did big time. I have zero tolerance for it anymore. Like, no one in this room owns me. That's okay.
That small, zero tolerance.
Archer Avenue, on Midway, the South Side, where dudes are engaged in.
You want to bootleg for the Arabs, you go right ahead.
BT doesn't know that when white people didn't want to sell black albums, it was Jewish record labels that decided to put black people's face in vinyl.
Jews are vultures.
Hold on.
Your mama is a vulture.
It's by the
She's outside my window right now, picking on
It's a lot of jealousy going on. But the final stage of anti-Semitism is realizing that you actually are doing things wrong and that the Jews have it right. And then it's finally realizing that, wait, maybe they're doing something right. And maybe that's worth listening to and emulating because they're clearly doing something that's better than what everyone else is. That truly is the final stage of anti-Semitism when you realize what a cope is.
You know what's funny though?
That's it. It's a cope.
It's like
There's
a very...
He can't control himself.
Sure.
It is. It's a cope.
I would say... Sure. So I would say it's like this weird like Jewish supremacism you get with some Jews where it's like they think perfect and that like the minute anybody irritated or annoyed or angry or just flat out mean and hateful towards Jews, it's the
once in a while, but not too often. I know what's going to happen.
I mean,
when you have
I
a
don't look
father died tragically,
I look
the
at
father
Jews
dies
as
of
being,
suicide.
Nobody cares what you think. I really
their
There
side,
has to
but
be.
whoa, shut your mouth. Shut your whore mouth. Shut your whore mouth. Let me finish.
No.
Shut your whore mouth.
People, I think, are very
Yes, you filthy yenta. Shut
very
your mouth.
fearful, scared
I'm not
of
against
death.
it,
Death.
Yeah.
What are you going to do about it?
This is the experience everyone wants.
I'm not going to go near you. I don't need to near you.
These are cameras at my house, and so I
You're going to get, let me finish. You can go, sweetheart, right afterwards.
Peace of the world is
No, and the yes, yeah, and the yes,
this is the experience everyone
she's a
wants.
Jewish supremacist. She thinks that the Jews can do nothing wrong. That is what she does. And so whenever people get mad at Jews, it's always the Jews do everything perfect. Yes, you're right.
Pretty quickly determined I was dehydrated, and because I gave it my blood tests, my DNA, all that stuff, and so like you really need to drink water. It's like trying to find. I was like, all right, you should like do whatever it takes to make sure I drink water.
Yes, you are.
And then at one point it was like, I can see you on the camera.
Why do you have such a long
Why don't you walk to the kitchen right now and drink a bottle of water? I'm gonna watch to make sure you do it. And I was like, whoa. So I did. I walked into the kitchen and I drank a bottle of water, and then it sent me a snapshot frame of me drinking a bottle of water and said, good job. And I was like, I felt like I did do a good job. So that was nice. So that one, that was a crazy story. That was like January 29th, and I was like, oh shit, this shit is real. This is really serious. And that,
it's very offensive to me. Yeah, actually, my brothers are married to Nigerian women, and having nieces and nephews are Nigerian.
By Midway, the South Side, where dudes are engaged in shootouts with each other near local high school.
It's really
They're not African American,
That's
they're
Nigerian.
Nigerian.
Let me show you some of this from Nick Shirley, and I want to break down some of what.
I think I got no email from one of your relatives, by the way.
That's not funny either. But they're not Nigerian princes or women.
Let me tell you guys.
The women in this room have long before America.
Archer were one of those kids.
the six-person intelligence network changed the course of the Revolutionary War and the fate of our new nation. Watch.
This is not caffeine. This is a dopamine patch. And yes, it works. You just stick it on your
phone. Jewish kid. And I remember it now. He's like, I know what you're going through. And then 2 weeks later, he invites me and two other kids, a Vietnamese kid and I forget the other kid, to his bar mitzvah. And we had to go get tuxedos, and it was beautiful. It was candy everywhere and free food. And I remember the girls, we were dancing with them all night. Man, we turned up. Best party of my list day. And I've been all over the world. But it's just little things like that when I reflect on my life. And those acts of kindness, where this kid in the 6th grade, like, he had the awareness to be like, hey, I know what you're going through. He understood being the other. And that has happened between blacks and Jews, you know, for a long time in the United States.
That's how we roll.
Archer
That's not how you roll. Come on, that is not how we roll.
You end up meeting a Yasmin, and then you're just like, and like you end up putting on a swastika armband, and you're like, fuck them.
What?
Yasmin, what did that to you?
Come on. What are you talking about?
Being sarcastic, Jesus.
Yeah, he's an idiot. He's a faggot.
You sound very serious.
He's a closeted faggot. But
Archer where dudes are engaged.
Us as well.
You're in an open relationship.
There are a lot of blended Jewish relationship, Jewish or black relationships. There are a lot of black Jews, and there are only becoming more and more black Jews. This is a reality, and there is a lot of tension between these two communities, and it's within our best interest to try and, you know, build some sort of bridge, because it's going to come to a head one day. You know, I saw a poll the other day, a Pew poll, that 1 in 5 Black Americans identifies or believes that they're the descendants of Israelites. This is going to be a problem in the future.
Have you seen the polls looking at the anti-Semitic views of Americans? I think it's like higher blacks than
by Midway, the South Side, where dudes
actually the least anti-Semitic.
Yeah,
it's interesting.
Yes, I do believe white people are the least Semitic and the least racist.
But the bar is not high.
People are really not being shamed in.
Well, I think it's
not racist. They're not. They're not these ethnic minorities, which are kind of Nazi-esque these days.
Yes, Tacitus said that they were mistaken. They were descendants of Ethiopians in his Roman letters. He said, "Many assure us." I put it in the chat.
Yeah, real nigga shit. Real Jew.
Straight up jealousy, you know, straight up.
In the 70s, Chabad, the Israelites, the BHI. So they offered to convert them all. They gave them.
You're breaking up,
Couldn't hear you, Yasmin. You broke up.
Ian, we can't hear you.
Yeah, we cannot hear you. But in the chat, you can find him
Yeah.
talking about this.
What were you saying? Who offered to convert who?
Chabad did. They did convert them. I actually know a family whose grandparents, her grandparents were Israelites. Whose parents were Israelites, and they eventually ended up converting to Judaism because Chabad in the 70s had this, made it available for them if they wanted to pursue a Jewish identity.
Well,
I don't know if they did.
Adventists could be converted by Chabad. I don't think that
This
was.
is in the 1970s before, so today
And this was God's plan. First, he gave them the guidance, then they rejected the guidance, and God said, okay, you don't deserve it. He took it away, but he kept the imams or the
we
leaders
read
with the
Your Jew
people.
voice is breaking.
about this. Can you hear me now? Is that better?
It's better now.
Okay, so Yaakov, you know Black Stem or Shy? We read a book about this, and we were just blown away about this little piece of history that has kind of been covered up, to be honest. But Chabad today does not do conversions, but in the 1970s, with this specific community, there was a lot of outreach, and there was a lot of positivity coming back. I know we hate Eze Yofe, but her grandparents were part of that program. And that's her whole family today. They live in Israel, they're Jewish, whatever, they're fully certified Jews.
I know about
She's a bitch, but
neighborhood too.
yeah.
I know.
Is Chabad controversial in the Jewish? I mean, I heard something about like there's maybe like this person, maybe a former leader. I don't know who it is that like they might look at as like a something similar to a prophet. Some of the Chabad people or some shit like that.
Former Lubavitcher Rabbi Menachem Mendel Schneerson, an increasing percentage of the Chabad movement think that he is the Messiah, which, if you know the requirements of the Messiah in Tanakh, he maybe completed a portion of one, but did not come complete to doing everything required, so he can't be. So they do great work in helping Jews who are less religious
and non-Jews. They do a lot of community outreach. It's not just for the Jewish community.
Yeah, but
for
they're
Chabad. I worked for Chabad for 3 years. It absolutely is a lot of it's a lot of non-Jewish community. Like half of the kids camps were non-Jews. There we do food banks. We do everything. It's for the community. It's community.
Oh, you're talking about
outreach.
charity.
It started out as specifically Jewish outreach, but that has extended now to the greater community as well.
No, but what I'm at, but you have to be you have to be a Jew, right?
No, you don't. So like I just said, you don't have to.
I'm asking questions. So either of you. So to go to Chabad, is it for Jews to reconnect to become religious? Is that the purpose of it?
The purpose is to bring in Jewish people. Schneerson's whole program was about Jewish outreach. So Jews who are in communities that don't have access to proper Torah, to learning. And over the years, that has evolved into a sense of community. So they do not restrict it only to the Jewish community. Every time I go to my kollel or the Chabad, there is always other people, non-Jews. A lot of Christians go to the night courses. So they put on these, at the kollel, the learning center, they put on free courses every night. And the rabbi teaches it. Anybody is welcome to come. And they do. And they do financial courses, they do cultural courses, they do language courses, anything you want. But a lot of people don't know about it. But it's there. It's offered. Should one want it?
So, in my view, as a person who loves Chabad and prays with them on a daily cities of the world that I've been to, including Helsinki, I believe Chabad exists to help Jews do more Jewish things, whether it's having a Shabbat meal or Chabad Omer bonfire like last 2 nights ago. Wait, today Tuesday? Last night? No, today's Wednesday. 2 nights ago. Or eating kosher food, or observing, the halacha of Shabbat. So to me, that's what Chabad is, to help us do more Jewish things. Putting on tefillin, number one is putting on
Mitzvah, yeah. Mitzvah, completing the mitzvah is very important, like wrapping the tefillin and just being good, like fulfilling our commandments, to be good Jews.
From the cradle,
I
they
think
gave
if I
them
would
prophethood.
just say succinctly, their primary
But they couldn't
mission
accept Ali
is
because of
strengthening
his
Jewish
age.
identity,
Can you imagine the
increasing
reasoning?
Jewish observance, and supporting Jewish
That's the first time I hear the
especially
H
those
part.
far flung.
Qualified is the question. Forget the H. What makes him more qualified? Not what disqualified him.
Age was the biggest. And I know you haven't said it.
Organizations are specifically for Jews is probably the furthest thing from the truth. Like I've worked for these organizations, and I can't tell you how much outreach goes into trying to bring in non-Jews as well, and trying to harbor these relationships within the community, and cross interfaith relationships as well is very important. It's really not a Jewish community or specific.
What if I'm a Christian and I choose to go and get help? Can I go and get help with your community, or would they, kind of frown upon me being a
Well, I
Christian?
don't know. If you showed up like this and you seemed aggressive at a door unannounced, you might get a negative response. If you called ahead of time and said, "I'm really struggling right now. I don't know where to turn. Could I please come talk to somebody?" Yes, I would feel confident that somebody would want to embrace you and help you.
We Jews we're welcoming people. We're a very helpful.
It's not about being Jewish, it's just normal human behavior. If you come in yelling at people,
are very humane people.
no, it's not a Jewish thing. That Ashton, if you come yelling at people, they're help me out. You're not going to get a good response. You get more.
It's different.
There's like
Chabad,
but then there's like this place. There's this place up the street from me. It's near Chabad, but it's a Jewish center.
I can feel the anti-Semitism.
Wait, Ashton, if you want help,
anyways, like this place has like a. It's like the size of a fucking high school. It's huge, but they do have like a bunch of I guess you can say charity and shit out there. I think it's like Jewish. They have like Jewish family services or something like that there, and they do a lot of
outreach. Those are a lot of secular. Yeah, those are Jewish Family Services is more of a secular organization, a charity.
Yeah, I didn't know what she meant by, but no, they offer like counseling, that kind of stuff. But I didn't know what she meant by help.
No, but if you went into a rabbi or needed to talk to somebody, like a god or a representative of whatever, if it's a priest, an imam, or a rabbi, I'm sure that if you approached it and talked to them, yes, you would get a positive.
You need a moral.
And Ashton, if you want help, I'll put it out there. I'm happy to help you, so you can always back channel.
I'm actually right here. I'm a rabbi.
Not you. You're fucking weird.
No, I was saying because I need help. I'm just saying in general, if the general public went to you and wrote a letter, right? Because I believe in order, not someone coming to your house and I need help. That's not how things run. Not even with the church I work with. Everything's orderly and that kind of stuff would be done in an orderly manner, that kind of thing. But yeah, the general public, if they went there in that way, I'm sure you would be willing to help.
Up there tested a slave in the house of a man.
So it wasn't pious.
Did you see that TikTok, that viral TikTok about the woman that called all the different mosques and I can't remember, and churches?
No, she called up.
And it was the mosques. It was the mosques. Yeah, I have to say I was shocked by that, and that the Muslims, they are very.
What did she do?
She called a bunch of different churches and mosques, and she had the sound of a crying baby in the background, and she was saying, "I need formula for my baby, please help me, I really don't know what to do, whatever." All the churches hung up the phone. And all the mosques that come in will give you formula, like where are you? Or we can come to you. How can we help you? It was surprising, yeah.
Like, a lot of times, like, you have those situations where, like, someone I know who works in a church, they get a lot of those calls. Some people do it for TikTok. Some people do it for, like, this is what she told me, and she doesn't even get on, like, she's not even that.
Yeah, it crossed my mind it might be propaganda, because it was on social media, and I was like, okay, this is probably like some sort of propaganda campaign.
Yeah, because, like, a lot of Christians,
I think it crossed my mind, yeah.
It's too bad she didn't call any rabbis. You know, we would have helped us Jewish people. We were very charitable.
She asked for help.
Penny Adam, are you converted to Judaism?
No, it's
Yeah, so I have
embarrassed,
decided.
Adam.
Yes.
Oh, Benny,
So
Last you said you were, I can't remember which, Eastern Orthodox, is it?
Yeah, but the thing is that many people have told me that my soul is very Jewish.
It's possible, but have you gone through a conversion?
It's really crazy how anti-Semites just want to be us.
What?
No, including, so Yasmin herself has told me that, like, she can imagine me as a Jew and she thinks my soul is Jewish, and I've been told that by many people. So
I think you will, because like I said, the final cope of Judaism or of anti-Semitism is realizing that the Jews have it right. And you've gone from Islam to Christianity, and the final stage now is Judaism.
So I've accepted it, but I've decided to convert to the cultural Judaism and not the religious one.
Yeah, but
I'm still a Jew, but I'm a cultural Jew.
Benny, I'm gonna find you in 10 years, and I would put money that you will be wearing a kippah and going to your local synagogue. I would put 10 years.
What happened in Christianity that made you go to this other deal? I guess it's fine, and then you can worship whatever you want. I just find that
he was born Muslim. That's what
I've decided to become a cultural Jew, but not a religious one.
He was born Sunni Muslim and converted to Christianity, but the Muslim still lives inside him.
Yeah, but not the religious one.
From what this lady said, you were born a Muslim, then you try Christianity, then you see, brother, when you start to get a certain age, the Bible says that things come with wisdom. At 40 or 50 years old, normally people don't generally bounce from religion.
Well, that's actually true, because I was an atheist for the vast majority of my adult life.
You weren't.
Much like
you weren't. You used to be in all the Muslim rooms defending Islam. Because it's cultural and it's ingrained in you. Whether or not you practice the religion, you were culturally Muslim. You grew up in Saudi Arabia, you grew up in a Muslim country, and you were culturally Muslim. Even if you practice a different religion.
Syria, no?
No, I grew up in Syria. I actually grew up in Canada, but I went to high school in Saudi Arabia, so like a little bit of both. Yeah.
Okay.
But the point is that I attack Muslims a lot, which is why I'm blocked from a lot of Muslim rooms.
I didn't say that they liked you. I just said that you were.
I felt a devotion and like a pull towards Yahweh, and Baruch Hashem, like Yahweh has pulled me into us, and I now believe.
That's the danger of the Bible. It's a story about a bunch of Jews. You got to be careful reading that stuff.
Yeah, no, but I fell into it, and now I feel like I'm a Jew. No, I don't like the religion. I just like the culture.
All over the place. Brother, you can't. It'd be like me being a Christian and saying, "Well, my God, I don't like the Bible, but I like this." When you read the Word of God, man, you can't sit there and pick and parse what you like.
I don't know. Have you read Jewish teachings? They're all about like picking and parsing.
We're not gonna parse the Word of God. The whole Word of God.
That's what Jews do. That's you Christians. You Christians. You
Christians are really dumb. That's why.
Yeah. You Christians are very like fucking orthodox. You're very restrictive. We Jews, we're very liberal on this shit.
I love you for bringing the pronoun we. This is great.
We Jews are very liberal on this shit. So we Jews, we can talk about the existence of.
Yeah, I can too. But I'm saying to you, brother, is what the guy said is that he dibble dabbles in different religions and he likes parts of it, but I'm over here. I can't do that in Christianity. Either I'm going to participate in all that is Christianity, or I'm not going to do anything or worship something else. those are my choices. But I can't just parse things. I'm not going to do that and do Christianity like that. You know what I mean? When Jesus came to this world, he did. He came to this world to save those, watch this, who believe in him, right? There are those who will
That's
not.
awfully narcissistic, isn't it?
So I said those. God didn't exclude anybody. God didn't say.
Yes, he did. He excluded those who do not believe in him.
Said for those, God gives you a choice to come to him and drop every worldly thing.
So he's a narcissist. In other words, abandon everything and devote your life to me. Amazing.
No. God didn't say you couldn't go and have those things. It's not what God said, right? At the time when he came to people, right, who were worshiping a golden calf and all these other things, those were the things that God said to drop. God didn't say you couldn't make and be rich or be wealthy. Watch out now. The Bible did not say that. God allows those people to be plentiful, to do these things, right? God is not telling you to be meek, poor, or do not have. That's not what the Bible talks about.
You're not a Catholic, are you?
So he's saying he's literally.
Hi, I hate to interrupt you, Habibi, but moderators, could you put me in the queue? This is John. Thanks, moderators.
Okay, let's, Brother Amir, it has been very interesting. Let's look at Hikmah. Yeah? I'm looking forward for you to even, with all the before you, check up on your, land your plane, is the Hikmah that I pick up you personally, because when we look at that now, we are doing reflections, how it benefit me, how it benefit you as a person, and I guess as a person, am I become more humble in that sense?
Mary, you're not a Catholic, and you're not even a Christian. You want to know the truth about Mary? Ask the Jews. We know about
Brother,
Miriam.
Jesus
came to this. You told me we were talking about Miriam there. Can you repeat what you said last time we spoke?
What I'm saying is Jesus is the only perfect
being
on
I know you want to say it.
Hold on.
He's not a being. He's God.
I'm not listening. Oh my God, Sahi!
Do you remember the last time we spoke? What you said about Miriam? Can you repeat that, please? Because
no, because what you're doing is you're probably told me some hideous name, and then I responded to you. So you probably came off your mic with anti-Semitic shit. So
Mary was the only unhorish person to come from Israel. It's the only clean woman.
And then you will use that as your example of me and why I'm intolerant. In reality, we know that usually I don't go for people unless they come for me.
Oh no, I didn't
don't
come
really
for you
start
at
shit,
all.
and I can't finish it.
I didn't come from you at all.
Clearly, you're still thinking about it.
What you said about Miriam.
I don't remember, to be honest.
I remember.
Hey, Pepe. So in the Catechism of the Catholic Church, number 2070, written by Pope John Paul II, quote, Ten Commandments belong to God's revelation. At the same time, they teach us the true humanity of man. They bring to light the essential duties and therefore indirectly the fundamental rights inherent in the nature of the human person. Since they express man's fundamental duties towards God and towards his neighbor, the Ten Commandments reveal in their primordial context grave obligations. They are fundamentally immutable and they oblige always and everywhere.
And they apply to everyone.
And that was
it is not just for
2072.
Jews. It is it's a guide for everyone. Do not murder, do not steal, do not commit adultery, do not commit sin or gluttony. And you guys all do, Benny Adam, you do it. You are the least fucking Christian person I've ever met in my life. If Jesus is anything like you, we're all fucked.
Also,
Catechism my God, you are the most like character I've ever met. You're awful.
Catechism 2054. Jesus acknowledged the Ten Commandments, but he also showed the power of the Spirit at work in the letter. So,
No, you're such a hateful person, dude.
my point that it holds to
But I think you look like, I'm sorry, but I don't.
No, I didn't. I never said that we didn't have the Ten Commandments.
No, I said the Torah is the backbone, is the underpinning of your religion. You said no, it's not.
We know that. No, it's the Old Testament is more like a backstory history of things that came to be.
Right, but it also is very. It's you have the 7 Noahide laws apply. The 10 Commandments apply, and you said no. That Yasmin brought up one of the 10 Commandments, and you said no, they don't apply.
I was joking. I'm more knowledgeable than him, and he gets insecure.
I was joking.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you, Yasmin. What?
Yeah,
He disagrees with whatever I say because I'm scared of him, so he gets insecure and has to like be.
I was joking with her. I didn't say I disagreed with her. What I said was no.
Yeah.
What I said is that it's sacrilegious to have this Jew telling me my 10 commandments. That's what I said. Disagreeing that we have 10 commandments.
I am a Jew, and I am going to remind you of your tens. Also, you're not supposed to sodomy. PP sodomy. Okay, that's a sin. You're going to hell for that. That's a sin.
So are you. You know you like it in the back.
I know.
Actually, in the halakha, there is an exception for sodomy. No, there is an exception for anal penetration in the halakha. So long as you spin the front door, there is. I can actually cite my sources.
Yeah, please put the source in the chat, please.
I would be honored to. So long as you finish in the front, you can actually start in the back door. It's fine.
Talk about this. Let me tell you something, brother.
Okay, Betty. So what you're telling us is that I can take it in the ass every weekend?
No, I'm saying that if you're interested, I can give it in the ass. But I have to finish in the
I don't want it in the ass,
and
I don't want to think about giving it in the
because
ass.
I can't spill the tea,
actually.
but I can do, anal intercourse. Yeah.
That's good though. I'm happy for you that you're.
No, it's not about spilling seed. That's the issue.
That's nice.
Brother, we don't want to do any of this. Can I tell you something? Whoever that is speaking, it is inappropriate for somebody on an open line of folks here, right? We're country folks over here. And we are just listening to what you are saying. I have people in my living room, and they are just, why in the world would you say this kind of stuff, brother? This is not of God. There's nothing in a religion or anything I've read. This is okay. This is not okay. It's not something that our church teaches. It's not anything that I know of. Brother, this is not right, okay? And I don't know how old you are. I couldn't tell you. But brother, a 40-year-old person is not going to talk about this kind of stuff. There's got to be some maturity when you're my age.
I talk about that stuff all the time. But I mean, I know you're a nice country bumpkin.
Thank you.
all the time. I'm like Hank Hill.
Thank you for calling it out. Thank you. Thank you for calling it out because nobody does. Thank you.
Find some wisdom and find some understanding because you don't want somebody to think that.
Define.
Afwan Habibi. Moderators, if you could signify that I exist, I'd like to be put in the queue. This guy has been speaking for hours, and I don't know how many more hours you want to dedicate to him talking. Hello?
I was yelling your name. Nobody said anything. Yeah, stop showing every single one of your 40 phones to me. Just answer this
Yeah, you
one.
were twerking for your TikTok video.
Yeah, I don't know what you were
And then you
doing.
missed out on his call. So.
Do another twirl, John. Come back in another,
It's a twerk, not a twirl.
Yeah, no, what a twirl. It does a twirl. It does a
Archer
dance.
Avenue.
Oh. Go ahead, John.
Are you guys Muslim? Because I'm beginning to think that, you guys are actually no longer part of the non-believers, because I am a non-believer in Muhammad. And, as an American, our founders in the 1700s had over 1,000 years of Islamic history but at that point. So the Barbary pirates who we sent the Marines in with Thomas Jefferson, and then we overtook them and freed our slaves. This type of legal code has never been updated from the Medina Charter till 2026. So my question for this Muslim man here who's been talking all night long, what year is it, and when are you prepared to update Muhammad's laws and constitution? Thank you.
John, you're a little late because the Medina laws, and then there were the laws set by the caliphate when they took over Persia. So they had the Exarch. So those are going to be the updated ones. You got to start. Listen, you're on a Pentium 2 chip. You have to upgrade to the newest Pentium, John, because your processing speed is a little slow. So they updated this stuff. We go over this stuff all the time.
Let me get the link. Can you get me the Wikipedia link so I can read about the update? Thank you, Megatron.
All right. I'll get you the update right now. Look, I'm gonna pin the link at the top with a ChatGPT. Are you happy with that?
I don't do ChatGPT, unfortunately, but if you want to do the Wikipedia search and provide me the Wikipedia link so I can read about the new updated Islamic laws, I would appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, it doesn't say it. It doesn't say it exactly like that, but it's the Exelarch, and you can look up in 630 whatever. I think it's 620 something before Umar got to Jerusalem. Umar the Jew, before he got up there, it shows that kind of stuff. So when they took over Persia.
No, I'm looking at this right now. I got the link, and unfortunately, I think maybe your comprehension of the Exelarch is inaccurate, because the Exelarch, even though it was in Mesopotamia, aka modern day Iraq, this has nothing to do with Mohammedan law, and so I'm just a little confused.
Oh, you sure about that?
You'll be surprised.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, I'm looking at the article right now.
You gotta look before you leap, my friend. Don't read it superficial. You're not clicking on the right stuff.
Oh my gosh. Well, this is all news to me. Holy cow!
Well, that's what I'm saying. We're giving you the updated version of the Medina rules.
This is exciting.
Yeah.
What? This is quality content, everybody.
Thank you. All right, now you're interrupting my show, so calm down. Oh look, I have another Salafi that wants to come up and scream at a Shia.
No,
Let's see what he
Shadi
says.
is not a Salafi.
Let's see.
Shadi is a spiritualist.
Let's see. We'll see. We'll give him a chance.
He's very nice.
I don't think Pastor's probably the most like I don't know how else to, maybe militantly
hateful.
video
Hateful is the word.
Archer Avenue.
Normal. We
I'm in
affirm that you
No, you're a fucking asshole, bro.
No, quiet. Quiet. Go do something constructive. You're annoying. Okay, don't wander off.
We don't talk to seniors like that, okay? Please stop.
Play in the traffic pockets.
That doesn't matter. Okay, no, that's fine. But it doesn't matter. Now, Normo, it is true, yes. You reject Christ, so yes.
You don't reject him, he's just
Yes,
not
you
our
do.
religion.
Perfect, so you reject him. Exactly.
No, we don't reject him.
Yes.
You say it, I don't.
Do you accept he's God?
He's not
No, you
our
don't.
God.
Okay, perfect, so you reject him. You reject your
Say Christ is Lord. Say Christ is Lord. Say Christ is Lord. Say Christ is Lord.
Don't bring it stupid.
Who is the Antichrist? He who denies that Jesus is the Son of God. You're an Antichrist, Normal.
What are you talking about?
Yes, that is literally from the streets of the mountain of Christ.
Christ is Lord.
What are you talking about?
That's the reason why I want. That's Bible. But
I don't read your book, you fool.
Well, exactly. So you're an Antichrist.
What did God say about using the Bible as a weapon? What did God say?
I'm not using it as a weapon. I'm just.
But do you know what God? I actually have an idea. Do you guys want to know something? I actually think Jesus is Hitler. When Jesus returns, he's going to tell all of the Jews to get on their fucking knees, and you're gonna go into a fiery pit of fucking hell for eternity.
This is so stupid and crazy. It's hilarious.
That is true. He's gonna tell all the non-believers.
We're already in hell.
The Romans exiled the real Jews, the original. Some of
now
them
we have
are actually
oh my God.
Jews that are in Israel, but some of them are converts from Khazarian.
That Khazarian stuff is retarded.
Yeah, young.
That's a
believe.
that's nonsense.
I hate to break my You have the same. You have the same satanic, antichrist worldviews that
Nobody's that interested
one of
in your
you
God.
claims
I got
you're the
this
chosen. The other
Nobody
claims
cares
you're
about
the
you and your
At the
religion.
end of the day, really,
Go to your church,
that
it's not bothering
hell
me.
that are getting promoted.
We're
Now, you can
uninterested
repent.
in your
You
proselytizing.
should repent, but you probably won't.
Don't stand on the street
By
corner with
the
your
government, which are very powerful Christians. I get it.
Nobody gives a
You know,
shit
say
about
to
your
your father,
your
help him
boring
preach family, and
nonsense.
passed it on to his
You
children.
nonsense.
One day.
Nobody cares
You know,
about
there's always
your
the Paul the
nonsense.
Apostle in every time.
Stand on the street corner and yell at people.
I don't need to yell at people. I'm just
Nobody.
Guys,
It's a purple Power Ranger.
hello.
Pass it on.
One mic, guys.
I
Only
just
one
came
stick
in.
is
I
the
just want
thought.
us to be a Power Ranger.
Anyway, the simple reason why you guys are so hated,
We're not so hated. You don't know anything about us. You know nothing.
Unfortunately.
You have nothing to do with Julie.
I'm not, yeah, no, that is the one positive thing